Well, hello everybody. This is Christine Bertram, and I am coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. It's January the 8th. Wow. I had to look at the calendar. I couldn't even remember what today was. I feel like it should still be December, but all of a sudden, a week is already gone in January. I don't know how that happened so quickly. You guys, it's been a hot second since we've been together. And I'll tell you, I haven't been just sitting on my butt eating bonbons and chocolate. Oh, you'd think maybe, but I promise you I haven't been. Oh, yeah. So we have an amazing Fun Folds class coming up. We're going to make 4 fun folds. Now, they're not the craziest of all intense fun folds with lots of intricate weavings of magic through them, but they're still fun folds. And the girls last night enjoyed them. And we have 2 holiday ones. There's an Easter and a Valentine's, and then there's 2 flowery ones. So they're good. The girls liked them last night. So I think you're going to enjoy them. But we're not going to be making cards right now. We've got lots of things to talk about. Like Mr. Rogers would say, right? We've got lots of things to talk about, whatever the song is. So, oh man, I just feel like, wow, I was actually taking a breather like 10 minutes before 6 o'clock, and I thought, I'm kind of like nervous. I'm not nervous per se, but I feel out of touch, out of the loop, because I think the last live that I remember doing with you, if I had to think about it, was probably ink, paper, scissors, which was right before Christmas. Does that sound accurate? No, I did share recipe, create a card, inspire others. I did that on the 30th. So which was just last week, but wow, it just feels like a lot. You guys, I'm taking this all in. I haven't talked to you for forever, so it's going to be good to chat. So, well, what we've been working on, I will share with you, and I'm not going to take the camera off, but I'm going to and you guys probably don't even get an idea of what's really going on here, but when I get done with the live, I'll take the camera off the stand and walk around with this, but starting over there, all the way to here, and all the way over to there, and all the way to the other table. We've been working like mad busy bees. Kidding. We did the math. I think we just wrapped up around 4:30. We kitted just under 2,800 card kits since Monday morning at 9 a.m. Okay, let's just say that again. 2,800 card kits. That's a lot. And when I'm in here helping the girls kit and keeping eyes on everything, I can't be in my emails. And so at the end of all that, I would try to work on class registrations. And I was blessed to have 90 class registrations that needed responses to, or that I got to respond to. And I'm very happy to report, not happy to report that I don't have them done, but I'm very happy to report I have all of them done except for like 5. The last 5. And those 5, I emailed them today, and I told them that they're the last 5, and I will do everything I can in my power to get them done tonight. But wow, so to respond to 85 people since basically I started on them Sunday night. I don't even know if it was Sunday night. I think it was Monday sometime is when I really truly started on them. It just was hard over the holidays. You guys, I did disconnect from the computer. I removed myself from the computer as much as I can and my phone. And I was talking to Mimi Howenstein about it. It's like, I feel guilty doing that, but I also need to do that because I need to take time away too. And it's just hard. So, but it is what it is. And I came back into it like full speed ahead. And I'm exhausted. Right by now, I'm exhausted. It was like 3:46 a.m. 2 mornings ago, and 3 o'clock this morning. And then on date night, I got to bed at midnight, right? And so it's all good. No complaints ever, but it's been a week, you guys. So I'm happy to report of how far we've come since basically getting back into the britches on, Sunday night into Monday morning. So thank goodness we had so many people here helping throughout the week. My busy bees helping me kit and prep and cut, and all the die cutters that they've been working on stuff for since before Christmas. All of it came together, and it just was wow, wow, wow. So, and needless to say, I don't have everything all done for everybody. I don't even have my class sign-up sheets printed. You guys, I never got around to making and I got it made now, but I don't have him printed. My gal who does my printing for me had to go to Boston with her son for a follow-up appointment for him. And so I haven't even printed my sign-up sheets. I'm going to drop this down so you can see what I'm working off of. I have you guys all typed into my class spreadsheet, and I was really bummed out because I was telling Kelly, I'm like, well, they're not purple. She's like, well, change the font color to purple. So if you look at here, I got it all in purple. Look, right? So I'm going to be reading off my computer, which I don't think I've done this except for game night, but oh man, it is what it is. But I was able to get through all the names onto the spreadsheet. And so now when I go to print it, at least they're still in purple, and it's all right. Just living on the edge of my seat here, time-wise, just in time. And then the other thing that I don't have done that I know I promised is my PDF schedule of the class. I know people have been asking for that, and especially my in-person people, they always love having that copy with them. And so my goal is to have that done and print it off and in everybody's packages when we mail them this month, or to have it on the website so you guys can print it yourself. So that is still a work in progress. And then the other thing I didn't get a moment to do is I need to send an email out to everybody who's registered for the Winter Creative Escape, because that is coming up next week. It starts on Friday the 16th and it goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's only 3 days. We kind of like merged everybody in between Thursday and Friday all into Friday, and then we cut off Monday. So we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there's a lot that we're working on with the Escape, and I just looked right before class, there's 21 spots open. But the thing that I didn't do, like I promised I said I was going to do, was a video showcasing the cards, talking about the Escape, especially for those who are newer in my community that don't know what the Winter Creative Escape or my escapes are. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. I promise. Well, I have a couple helpers coming in the morning that are going to help us put the DSP samplers all together. While they're doing that, I'm going to go through and walk through what the Winter Creative Escape is. So there's 21 spots, which is usually I have 10 of them going into the Winter Creative Escape, but I have 20. So, and that's probably because I didn't do this video like I thought I would have time to do. But you guys, Rome, what did they say? Rome wasn't built overnight, or Earth wasn't created in one day, right? It took 7 days. So I've been at it, you guys. So I'm going to say hi to people because I have the phone in front of me. I'm holding it so I can see it. Hi, Donna Palazzola, our newest member of the Be Happy Stampers. Oh, I'm so excited. Donna joined just at the tail end of December. And so Donna, welcome to the Be Happy Stampers. I'm so excited. We have your welcome to the team card already written out with your sticker in it. Super excited for that. Hi, Sherry Martin. Hi, Bridget Rowe. And there's Linda Grady. Hi, Sarah Merchant and Sherry Ott. There's Patty Wright. Hi, Faye Gabby. Happy New Year to everybody, too. There's Sarah Mitchell and Connie Moore. Hello, Dee and Dawn. Yeah, so she's got freezing rain in Minnesota. We have rain here, too. But it was in the 50s or 60s today, so it was pretty warm. I'm actually wearing a short sleeve t-shirt. Kelly didn't even bring a coat today. It's been crazy weather here. For me, I don't mind it because I like warmer. Hi, Randy Schultz. And there's Kari Dwyer. Hi, Kat Fronick. Susan Bellamy is here. Hello, Nancy Mole and Doris Munson. Hi, Mary Lemke. Mary Lemke, I'm going to be calling you. I'm going to see if you will be a creative presentation speaker for the Escape on Sunday. Now, that depends on the weather, so we need to talk to see if you think you're going to be planning on coming in or not for it. So we got to either chat tonight or tomorrow morning, okay? Otherwise, I'll find somebody else. But I thought in my head, I think you would be a great presenter for on Sunday. And you're probably like, oh no, what does she want me to present on? We'll figure it out. We always do. Oh, yeah. Hi, Pat Smothers. Hello, Deb Norman. And there is Trisha Fagley. Hi, Linda Hunt. Hi, Becky Rohr. And there's Angelique from Chicago. I hope your mom's surgery, I know you said her surgery went well. Hopefully she's healing okay. So, and that everything's as expected after the surgery. We've been thinking and praying for her here. Hello, Shirley. And there's Linda. And we have Pat, I think, Patastic. And there's Debbie Gast. It does seem like forever, Nancy Mo. I do agree. It feels like forever. I thought of that 10 minutes before I went live. I said, that feels like forever. Hello, Angelique. There's Karen Oh, sorry. I already said Angelique. Hi to your mom. Hello, Karen Wetstein. There's Penny Powell, my sunshine friend. Penny, Mom and I just talked today, and we confirmed that we are flying down to Florida. and I'm going to be flying down with her hopefully on the 22nd, and I'm planning my South Florida gathering with all you girls hopefully on the 24th. So I need you to make sure you have it on your calendar because I would love to see you and all the girls. I'm going to see if my aunt can reserve the clubhouse, and so we'd be looking at meeting in Venice, Florida, though. So if you can let me know if we can get all the group together, how we can make that work, I would love it. We've got to get Cheryl in the loop as well. All right, so I saw your name. I thought we'd talk about it because that's like 2 weeks from today. I got to book her flights yet, but she just told me today that she talked to my dad about it, and he's like, yep, you can go. Like, not that she needs permission, but she just wants to make sure he's good, like, being by himself. And so, yeah. Hello, Kimberly. Hello, Rosalind. There's Yvette. Hi, Cindy. Hello, Feline. Hello, Mr. Santiago. So, Louis, we need to chat. I have a little pile here for you. I have a DSP sampler and your Wounded Warrior cards, and we need to connect on payment. So I will probably give you a call tomorrow, or if you don't mind giving me a call tomorrow, we just need to chat so that I can get you your package in the mail. Hello, Yvonne. And who else? Hi, Barbara Godby. Hi, Mary Ann. I did need a break, Connie Moore. I did. I definitely did. I was at that point where I did. And I knew it because I was sick for like all those 2 weeks. Oh, yeah, my body just kind of like was like, yup, you need a break. Hello, Joy Moody. Joy, I haven't heard much from you in the last couple weeks about your husband's surgery and how everything went. If you want to give me an update tomorrow and let me know or shoot me a message, I'd love to understand how everything went. And no news is good news, baby. Hopefully, I know he had a very intensive, long surgery a couple weeks ago, so I don't know if I've talked to you much since then. Hello, Donna Grushki. There's Laura Sullivan. And what video did you show the Winter Creative Escape cards? And Deb Norman, I just said that I didn't do it yet. I don't know if maybe you didn't catch that, but I didn't do it as promised. And so my plan is to do it tomorrow because we have 21 spots still open. And so, oh, haha, I just read your next message. You never mind. You just answered my question. Well, we were on the same wavelength. Sorry. Mary Lemke's like, what? Exclamation mark, exclamation. Exactly. Mary, it's all about coming outside of your, like getting outside of your comfort zone. I think you would be a phenomenal speaker, and you have lots of things that you could share, and we'll look at the list of what people want to see and we'll figure it out. Now, you cannot use me asking you to be a presenter through a video as an excuse not to come and be in person with us. All right? Yay, that's how that goes. All right, good news. Yes, mark it. Yeah, Susan Bellamy too. Mark your calendar. I have it on my calendar, but if you want to mark your calendar, make sure that you guys have all your girls or you're free. Hi, Sherry Stewart. There's Jamie Kirkpatrick. All right, you will be home tomorrow, Mr. Santiago. Very good. Okay. Wow, everybody's here. Hey, the gang's all here. Well, as long as I, let's see here. I want to share with you. I'm not going to do roll call quite yet. I'm going to move my computer. I'm going to show you some of the things that we got working on. So we worked on this. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is the DSP sampler, and it is hot off the press. I literally put mine together last night. I was able to multitask. I had Fun Folds class last night with 7 girls. They're amazingly self-sufficient, so I would always get them started on their cards, and then I could sit back, and I started gluing. I got mine glued. Kelly photographed this. Her goal is to have the PDF ready for me by Tuesday. And we have our first round of shipping on Tuesday, next week, Tuesday, for those people who aren't getting the escape. So if they're getting classes only, those packages are going out Tuesday. I think because we have this ready, I wasn't certain if we were going to have this ready by Tuesday or not, but I think we're going to have the DSP sampler ready. So for those people who got classes and the DSP sampler, we were telling you originally the 19th, but we can probably bump that up to the 13th. And then Kelly will have the tutorial ready on the 13th, and so this is available. This is called a DSP sampler, and what it is a 2x2 of each square and then the color swatch. And it's a great reference tool for demonstrators who teach classes, demonstrators who are avid crafters, customers who are avid crafters, Anybody who likes help creating or crafting, Judy Immel swears by this document. She's gotten one since the very beginning when I started making these. They are great reference tools for you if you buy the designer paper to have the matching color that you can see things. If you're looking for specific prints or patterns, like you're like, oh man, I want to make a card with peach pie. Well, here it is, a sheet that is very universally peach pie. So this is available. It's $27 plus shipping. And for those of you who get the Escape, I do not add shipping on it. It's a perk of getting the Escape. And it has all of them. And I'm so excited to say that I don't think we have any hiccups with this one. There's always something that we seem to be off with, a box that shouldn't be there or something that is minor. But on this one, we didn't mess up anything at all. Like, there's always love that goes into it, and you guys, everything is done by a person. And people like me we forget things, we make mistakes, we try our best not to, but I am very proud of this one. I am beyond proud. Like, you'll get this. The only thing that you're gonna wonder about is these two right here, that there aren't boxes there. So there's two new colors that were referenced in the square snippets paper, and they're called Golden Glow and Hydrangea Hue. The only thing that I can assume, and somebody can say, yep, I've heard this or I didn't hear this, but all I can assume is these two are new in colors that launch in May. Now, I don't know that for certain. I'm only assuming that. I didn't hear yes or no. I'm out of the loop sometimes. I don't, you guys, you wouldn't believe this, but I don't live and breathe in like Stampin' Up community chats and know what's going on. I'm in my own bubble a lot of the time. I promise you, I don't always hear all the insider information. So all I can assume is those might be in colors, and somebody along the way might know that, and they could say, yeah, that's what that is. So Nancy, no, the PDF is not available. The PDF will be available next week, Tuesday. Kelly is going to be creating it. She just literally took the photographs maybe 45 minutes ago. And I told her one of her tasks for Tuesday, I asked her if she could have it done by Tuesday. Okay, so hold the phone, it's not. And as soon as it is available, I'll be emailing it to everybody who registered for the sampler, and who also, it'll be put into the, to do Inspiration Hive, okay? So hold the phone next week, okay? So repeat that, it's not till next week for anybody that's wondering. And then the last one is the specialty page here. So this is what we do once every new catalog, and then we always include the online exclusives that launch, so the January ones, and then the ones that launch 2 months prior. So this has the online exclusives for November, which were the Brushed with Beauty. There's some specialty paper, and then I believe there was, what else was there? Oh, the Hobby Haven. So this has November's online exclusives, January's online exclusives, and then also the new January mini catalog. So what you guys get is all the packets and then the white paper that's printed on. Okay, so it's really pretty, right? So that is available. The other thing that we worked hard to get through are everybody's class registrations with regards to product shares and the suite shares. And so if you go to my events calendar on my website for the 5th of January, you'll find all the information on this DSP sampler, my suite shares, which are still open. So you get a sampling of all the consumables in a suite. And then also product shares, which are a sampling of all of the, I'm just looking to see if I can show you examples. There are like 2 yards of all the ribbons, a quarter or a fifth of the package of all the gems, and then 1 6x6 sheet of all of the DSP. And so those product shares are still available. I have not closed the registration for them. In fact, we haven't even started processing them. I was able to order everything for them starting on Tuesday, and so that's what we're going to be working on this coming week. All that stuff should be arriving soon. So all that stuff is going to be available. So that's a little update for you. The other thing too, we've been doing on the class registration for January, we had a little preemptive thing for a couple things. One of them was for the Spring Paper Palooza. So Kelly and I are working together on the Paper Palooza going forward. Amanda is going to be doing her own thing. So those of you who know Amanda Waldhart, her and I did the first 2 Paloozas together. We did the annual catalog together, and then we did the fall, and it was hard for us to connect on our schedules. She lives an hour away, and she wants to do something called a pop-up party or something, a different route. And so I'm like, Kelly, I need help. So Kelly came in, and so we just literally, this is the hottest thing off the press too. She is helping me rebrand the Palooza, because I It was my idea to do it as a palooza, so we're keeping it as the paper palooza, but now it's featuring Kelly, which is Sunshine and Rainbow, and me. And so I gotta show you the cover photo she just created. Oh my god, it's so awesome! I'm so excited. Look at this. So she's Sunshine and Rainbows, and I'm with the bees, and so this will be the new cover photo. So everybody who does the palooza with us this time, the pin is gonna look. We do an acrylic pin for it. So it's gonna look something like that, which is super cool. So we did a lot of pre-registration information by including it in the January registration form. It was, are you planning to take it or not? And just to kind of get a heads up, and we have 40 people already that are registered, not officially, but pre-registered, I guess you could say. They've told me they want to do it, and so that's so exciting. So we're trying to get an idea in our head of a forecast of how many to plan for. So we're going to roll right out of the Winter Creative Escape into the Spring Palooza. And you can get the Spring Palooza in February, March. And if you really want to wait till April to get it, we could do April as well. So Kelly is going to be with me this weekend. And we have all 16 cards mapped out with bases, mats, ideas for them. We just have to finish all the stamping and assembly of them. So we're going to potentially have for you guys early next week what the 16 Palooza cards look like, and super cool. All right, lots of exciting stuff on these cards. All right, so that was a little bit of information on that. And then the other thing that we included in the January registration was the Stampin' on the Seas with Cards by Christine. Wow, you guys, we did it. Okay, so I didn't remember this, but on December 6th, I signed the contract for me and my cabin. And from that day, I had 30 days to have 8 cabins booked, including my own. And we did it. We did it on January 4th. So we had 2 days to spare. And so there were me and then 7 other cabins. And so I think I need to do something special for those people that booked. And like basically they made their deposit for their room, and they picked their cabin. And so they locked in their cabin, and I needed 8 people, including myself, to do that, to get the conference room space for free. We did it, okay? So now like that doesn't need to get built into anything, that price, because it doesn't cost me anything. And so now that that's done, like a little bit of pressure off, but what comes out of it now is I haven't done anything else besides ask about it in the January registration form. And anybody who marked maybe or yes in your January registration form, I've already sent you in your email, except for the 5 people that I didn't get to yet, right? I've already given you Eva's information. And she said, yes, this cruise is not till July of 2027. It's a year and a half out. But for people who want specific rooms in specific parts of the ship, that it's better to always book and get your cabin locked in early than waiting, especially for people who want suites. They go fast, right? And so one of the other hottest things off the press today is I had Kelly work on my cover photo for this event. You guys are gonna love it. I'm like in awe of this. When she showed it to me, I was like, this is exactly what I wanted, but she didn't even know it. But that's how awesome we think alike. So you guys, this is gonna be what the cover photo is for the Stampin' on the Seas with Cards by Christine. She's got bees flying around the cruise ship and creating handmade happiness one wave at a time. So cool. She made up that little Alaska thing on the side. She put the state in there. Super cool. All right, so this is the first step. Now that we've already got the first step was getting the conference room, right? And getting my cabin booked. Second step was cover photo, okay? So we've got the cover photo. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll create an event, and that event is gonna be the website landing spot page for me to, right now what I can do is include Eva's information in there, give you some details on that. And then I need to start now working. I'm gonna reach out to Patty Bennett, who promised me that she would have a little conversation with me to give me any good information on how to run an event like this. And then from there, I'm going to put together the stamping side of it. So one piece of it is booking your cabin, which has nothing to do with me per se. It's you booking it with Eva and getting into our group that way. And then the other part of it is going to be a stamping side of it. So there's a registration fee and order that is going to be involved with the stamping side of it. And people who want to come on the cruise but not do the stamping side of it, like that's fine. You just wouldn't be able to come into the conference room and be like part of our group, but you could still be on the cruise ship, right? And especially if you want to bring your husband or significant other, you could do the stamping part of it and register for that. But he or she, if your partner or significant other or husband, wife, whatever, don't want to do the stamping part, they don't have to, right? But that all that information is going to be coming in time. I've got to get through the winter creative escape, and then I'm going to really go full bore into like getting the details ironed out for this so that people know what's going on, and then they can get registered. So what do I have here? A mouse. A mouse is this. Okay. So that was super exciting. I loved it. I was like, this is so pretty. So Mary says, cute cover photo. All right. Joy said his surgery changed as the cancer is too bad and they could not get. Oh, man, that's sad. I'm so sorry to hear that news that you couldn't have the surgery and it's that bad. All right, prayers and healing vibes coming your way. Man, I'm so sorry. Oh, it makes my heart sad. Sorry that you have to continue to go through this. Not good. Well, our community is going to send you lots of love and prayers right now. I know that. Cheryl, just above, I saw Cheryl commented about how do you get the sampler. All right, Cheryl, I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to flip my camera down. You can see my email address here. Whoops, here's my email address. If you want to send me an email, so if you want to pay outside of my website, just send me an email. And you can always pay via like Zelle, Cash App, Facebook Pay, Venmo, PayPal, right? But if you want to pay via my website, you would go to cardsbycrispy.com. And this is for anybody that's looking for the DSP sampler. If you go to my website, the date that you want to look for is January 5th, right? So I have an events calendar. And when you click on events here, it takes you to January. January 5th is your hot ticket day. Gina had bingo in the evening. And then there's the Sweet Share information. You have your designer series paper sampler information. And then the last thing is the product shares. So what you're looking for is the DSP sampler. When you open that up, it shows you the sheets that makes sure that you're in the right event. And then it talks about what you get. And if you want to pay for it via my website, you would need to add it to your cart down here, mailed or not mailed. And then you would have to go through the process of checking out and paying for it via my website. And then you can use your credit card. I think you also could use Apple Pay if you want to via my website, but if you want to pay outside of my website and save the convenience fee, like that also works. That's when you'd want to just email me and we can figure it out. So yeah, so that's a good question. All right. Oh, Connie said she'll be signing up with her daughter. Fabulous. Yay. All right. Let's see if I missed anything else here. And lots of prayers coming your way, Joy. Love the cruise. I will be booking yes, that is what Eva said, Deb, that you're going to be booking when you're on your cruise in March to see if you can get some deals or perks. Susan Wormley, it's Royal Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Royal Caribbean. Oh, I wonder if Kelly could put Royal Caribbean on that little, no, I'm not going to even deal with it. That cruise ship is just a universal cruise ship. I don't need copyright infringement crap stuff to deal with. So I think it's Royal Caribbean. I wish I could go, but there's no guarantee that I could get the time off. Well, you're not going to be retired by then, Feline? I thought you had countdown for days of retirement, but it's probably more than 2 years. Sorry. So we'll have to figure out, because as long as there's still cabin space, maybe as it gets closer, you'll be able to figure out if you'll be able to get off that. I know, because it's so far out, right? So don't worry about it till you have to worry about it, maybe. Hi, Sherry Ott. And let's see here. Hi, Gwen Goda from Hawaii. Gwen Goda, guess what? Diane Bogenhagen and her husband left for Hawaii yesterday. And they're going to the Big Island. And they are going to see if they can watch the volcano eruptions happen. That is what they're working on. So they left yesterday. And I think they got in yesterday. And they're going for 5 or 6 quick days. They will be back on Tuesday. She got out of some of the prep work for the escape, that lucky duck. So yes, Deb confirmed for me. It's Royal Caribbean. I was about 95% positive, and then I was like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't guess at this. But I mean, I think I knew that, but I just wasn't quite certain. Okay, the other thing too, before I went, before Christmas, I was talking about these champagne bottles that I made for my friends. I made, what did I make? 17 or 16 of these things. And I thought I'd share. Now, I did not come up with this idea myself, not taking any credit for this. I definitely went out on Pinterest and I asked the Pinterest people for ideas on how you do wine bottle things like this, right? And so there's a demonstrator from Europe, and then there was somebody that cased it. And then the problem with it is I wanted to do these Moscato de Tasty bottles, and they're a little bit thicker than a wine bottle. So I had to adjust the measurements that whoever did it. I had to add 1/8 of an inch onto each panel and then make the DSP bigger, because the first one I made, the prototype, was too small. It was like fitting a 5-pound, okay, so this is a joke that Diane says. So it's taking like 10 pounds of crap and putting it into a 5-pound bag, right? So it was like trying to squeeze this little baby, this thick wine bottle into this something that was too small, and it was like gonna bust at the seam. So I had to reconfigure the measurements, and I stamped on here, friends like you are golden. I felt a little bit sad because I had to use silver because I needed silver to match the top, and it says golden, but it is what it is. And I used all that Peaceful Garden designer series paper. I used up like 5 or 6 of the sheets. So that's what I did. That was a little thing I did for my friends for Christmas and into the new year. And so those are pegged for 2 people that I didn't have over. Hi, Wendy Tick. Yeah, they are. So all I did for anybody who's looking for that, I just went into the Pinterest and I searched for wine bottle holders, and it came up with a few things. There was tall ones and then there were short ones, and that was definitely, I was looking for the short one. So hello, Benita, who is under a pile of papers. Long time no talk. You're very welcome, Cheryl. Glad I can help you get that information. I have, at this moment, we made 72 DSP samplers. I think there's 40 accounted for, so that means there's 32 available yet. So eventually, over the course of time, they kind of like disappear. So that's awesome. All right, are you guys ready to make some cards? Did I chit chat enough? I don't know. What did I miss? I didn't get engaged. You guys, everybody always wonders, do you get engaged over the holidays? Nope. Not even close. So neither one of us really go over that very much, but I always get people asking that and after the holidays, but nope, all good there. What happened? We spent a lot of time with the family. So we had ink, paper, scissors on a Monday, and we had our family Christmas the Tuesday. I think I had mystery card that afternoon, and then I had Christmas stuff with the family on the Wednesday and the Thursday, which was really nice. Normally what we're doing on Christmas night is my brother Tom would be in town, and we would put the DSP samplers together. That's what we did last Christmas, and my mom's putting stickers on, and Tyler and I and Tom were all doing the DSP sampler. My dad's sitting there supervising, and it was the first year in probably 4 years that we did not put a DSP sampler, like kit it, on Christmas Eve. Normally we would take it to my parents and we'd do it Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Well, we didn't do it this year, and I was very lucky because Annette and Chris could come over this past Saturday, and Diane helped, and the 4 of us worked on it on Saturday instead after Christmas. And so it was nice to not have to do stamping stuff work on the holidays. And then we came out of it, you guys, and Tyler and I left on Friday, which was the 26th. We went down to go see Phantom of the Opera and in Chicago at the Cadillac Palace Theater. And that was super cool because I had never taken the Amtrak, and neither had Tyler. So we got on the Amtrak in Milwaukee, and it popped us out at Union Station in downtown Chicago, and the Cadillac Theater is about 8 blocks. And stupidly, we decided to walk it because that's what was decided. And I think I paid for it that whole week after. My foot hated me for the whole entire week after. All last week, my foot was angry with me. And that's from, I shouldn't have been walking in downtown Chicago so much without my boot all the time. And yeah, that's how that goes though. So that's lessons learned. Use the boot when on vacation. And so, so we used Friday night and Saturday, Sunday. It was amazing to get away with Tyler. That was like the first time we had been away since sometime in August with a camping trip that we did. And so that was like half a year, it seemed. And then prior to that, it had been a long time. So it was nice. We had a little weekend getaway. The Phantom was amazing. We did a matinee on Saturday at 2 o'clock. We got dressed up. Tyler loves to get dressed up. He got his little tie on and his suit coat, and it was great. And then we hung out. We went to a nice barbecue place for dinner, and something with smoky greens, I don't know, barbecue, smoked greens, barbecue, something like that. It was good. And then we came back on Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday, I worked with Kelly. I think Monday and Wednesday I worked with Kelly working on the Palooza stuff and then kidding stuff and started to get back into a little bit. And then on the New Year's Day was my birthday and my mom made a dinner for my family and some close friends and spent the day by my mom and dad on the first. And then on the second, I went for a massage, you guys, and it was great. I needed it so bad. A little treat for myself. And then Sunday and Saturday, I had a party for my birthday and a friend of mine, we kind of consolidated a party. So basically that meant that whole time I was getting stuff done, but I was really staying out of the computer. So I have lots of emails to get back to people, but the first priority was coming back into working on class registration. So super cool. So that was it. Hello, Mimi Henley. And there's Julie Biersbach. And there's Jean Shute coming in late. I love it. So we're just really getting started with class. And I just started to look over, you guys. I looked over at my caddy and I'm like, oh man, we were sneaking stuff from here. I lost both my scissors and my liquid glue. And I didn't check that beforehand. So definitely need to grab that really quick, get some liquid glue going on here. Oh, happy day. Yes, happy day. So I got to grab a glue though. So I need a glue and I need some dimensionals. Okay, that is my adhesive drawer, you guys. So that helped a little bit. I'll have to go get a scissors off the table, but let's do roll call, you guys. I am very proud of myself. I got today so Jolene was up stupid early, you guys. She texted me at 3:30 this morning and she said, are you still up? I'm working on the tutorial. I have some questions. And I'm like, oh no, girl, you shouldn't still be up yet working on this tutorial. But she was, because she was leaving to go out of town for family things this weekend. And she knew how important it was to me to get it out before class. And so I did email the tutorial out to everybody 10 minutes before class. So if you're signed up for this class, that I have you on my list right now, the tutorial was emailed. So you might want to check your folder, your email somewhere to find it. Now, if for some reason you didn't get this tutorial, that means I don't have you on my class list, but it's not too late because we haven't even shipped anything yet. And we really have lots of the kits left. I think we kitted for 78. I had 7 and with me is 70 left and I have 45. So there's still, what is that, 25 left? So there's plenty of space for this class. So if anybody's watching me for the first time or newer to me or think that you missed out on getting this class, it's not too late. So I'm going to go through roll call here just in case anybody didn't get the email and you're still uncertain if you're signed up for class. So I like to do the roll call to thank you, first of all, for taking the class with me. I really appreciate it. Without you, we wouldn't do all the crazy things that we do here. You help make the magic happen by giving us a reason to design and kit classes. And then on top of it too, I like to do the roll call here this way, just in case you don't hear your name and you didn't get the PDF and you think you signed up, you need to reach out to me so I can make sure I get you on my class list. First on the list is actually Vera Anderson. Wow, Vera, I love it. Usually I have you towards the end because I don't get to the Squarespace registrations until the end, but I got yours on here right off the bat. And then we have Francis Rodriguez, Tina Moan, and Pat Shee Bischoff, Sandy Coy Emery, Julie Bontranger, Kelly Gibson, Rita Stuffy, Deb Norman, Linda Scott, Sarah Merchant, Barbara Rudolph, Bridget Rowe, Karen Stagg, Mary Lemke, Stacy Tan, Hope Toy, Doris Munson, Patty Wright, Karen Woods, Donna Grushke, Kathleen Ketterman, Trisha Fagley, Michelle Foran, Susan Bellamy, Faye Gabi, Sherry Stewart, Angelique Schaefer, Phyllis Oderman, Carmen Melendez, Perry Overby, Jeannie Gertis, Lisa Mullis, who I almost met in Chicago because she went to see Phantom on the Friday matinee and we didn't connect afterwards and we tried to, we talked about it and it didn't work out, but she's hopefully going to get up here to the Hive sometime. Feline Mays, Darrell Hoffaker, Margene Eskelson, Sherry Everett, Kathy Crumpton, Linda Hunt, Melanie Hao, Latokia Trigg, Debbie Stone, Lynn Beasley, Karuna, and last, but certainly not least, is Miss Angela Knudsen. So, wonderful. So that's 45 names that I read off. And again, if you want to be on this list and you think you should have your name on here, just reach out to me. Send me an email at this point at thechristine@cardsbycrispy.com. We'll get you on the list. The other thing you could do is if you didn't fill out the January registration form, what you could do, I'll show you here. What you could do is you could see this QR code. This is something that's new. I had Kelly make this up new for me. Register for classes here. You could fill out the registration form for the month, right? So we're not done doing registrations. By all means, we're still working in January registrations. But how these QR codes, you guys, I'll admit, I'm the last person that you will find trying to use a QR code when I go to a restaurant because I like paper. I want to be able to touch it, feel it, smell it, right? So I have a hard time with QR codes. But QR codes are easy and they are, I guess, the thing of the future. And what we did is we put a QR code here. So register for classes here. All right. I'll also show you where else you can find where to register for classes. But if you take your phone and you put your camera and you put the QR code here, all you have to do is click on that little link that pops up. And I have so many Gmail accounts. That's why it's asking me which one I want to use. I'm just going to use that one. And it takes you to a folder. In the folder is always going to be the current month's registration. So when we get to February, this is going to say 26-02. We get to March, it'll be -03. December's when is in a different folder. But when you click on here, this is where it's going to take you into the registration form. So if you want to get this class, but you also want to see what else is out there for January, it takes you right into here. Okay. Now, if you hate QR codes and you're going to tell me, I don't ever want to use a QR code, I'm not going to work with you if you use QR codes, fine. I'm okay with that. But I also want to show you that you don't have to use QR codes with me. You could also know that if you go into this video, into YouTube, and you're in, I don't know what's going to pop up here. Phantom of the Opera, look at that. So if you go into live right now, let's turn this down, and you go to, I want to go to the live, nope, I want, here, show more. Catalog launch, fun folds card class, okay. Every one of my videos that I have for January, if you look in the description, it's right here. It says sign up for classes with me. Here's the form, and you can just click on it, and it takes you into it too. Okay, so that's a second way to get to it. The other one is if you're in the event on my website, so we'll go to January, pick any class, like tonight's class, go to it, and then in the event description, you can see here, right here, check out the new registration form by clicking here, and it takes you into it, okay? So there's so many different ways you can find it, and I just want you guys to know it doesn't have to be with the QR code. It's easy to just look for it on an event. I have this on every YouTube live that I have scheduled for January has the January link in it, and every event that is an online event in January has the link in it as well. Well, actually every class that is in January that is like a kitted class has it in there, okay? So there's lots of ways to find it. So anybody who wants to take this class with me or any January classes, just know that you can find the registration form. So how far does your glue go? How far does your glue go in the caddy? So you can see it. I just stuck it in here, Joy. It goes to right about here. It has about an inch. My finger fits in here, right? So like there's about an inch gap or 3/4 of an inch gap. So these are for the small glues that you get through Stampin' Up. I do understand and know that there's larger glue bottles that are sold off the Amazonian or wherever places. Their glue bottles are like that long and they're like a little bit thicker. They don't fit in there as well. This was designed to hold my Stampin' Up supplies basically. So that is why I have it for the small glue. And you guys, isn't this the greatest feeling in the world, opening up a new glue bottle? So let's do that. And let's grab our cards and stamps that I'm going to be working with so I can share with you what we've got. And I need to go find 2 scissors, which they're right here. I know exactly where they are. All right. And right next to my scissors was this beautiful calendar, you guys. Oh my gosh, Kelly did a great job with this one. So she made it pretty. So this is out on my website, cardsbycrispy.com, under the resources section. It's the 2026 calendar. So you guys, I got this printed. So for those of you who like to know what's going on with me in my world and other people who teach classes with me, so all these people across the top are my downline, and Rose Coleman is a colleague of mine. And I have a lot of gals on my team now who love teaching classes, and they utilize my Hive space. And so we've got this is like a calendar for the Hive of my Cards by Christine YouTube channel and in the Hive. And you can see everything's color coded for who teaches the classes. You guys know I love purple, so the light purples are me. And so this is a great reference tool that you guys could print and put wherever you keep your documentation. And so it's basically is my life where I'm going to be, and my team who teaches classes here. So you can see all the purple ones are me, and it does call out if it's YouTube or if it's in person, right? So just know this is out there. This does not say the name of the class. Like right now, I have an order-based class tomorrow. It doesn't call out that it's Greenery Lane, but it does say order-based class. It has the class series name, all right? So that's out there. I got my printed copy, came yesterday, and so it's always fun getting a new calendar, but it took me a little bit to get this guy finalized. Okay, so that was just a squirrel right there. All right, so we have 4 cards that we're making today. Joining really, hi Sue Deppis. Hello, Maria Fox. You have received 0 email response. So Maria, okay, I gotta talk to you, because you sound a little bit like sad that you didn't get a response from me. I don't know if your response ever got submitted. So I will say that you have to hit submit all the way at the end. I've had at least 5 people in the last week and a half that have said to me, I submitted my response, you haven't responded, or you didn't get it, why didn't you get it? Okay, back up and just make sure you hit submit at the end, because people that I've talked to have said, go back and look at it. And they said to me, oh man, all my information is saved, but they never went through and hit submit, okay? It just happened where somebody thought they registered for the Creative Escape. They wanted to do swaps. They never got the form was never submitted all the way to the end. It happened to Judy Immel. She was here the other day. She's like, Chris, I said, Judy, can you fill out your registration for the Escape? She's like, I did it. I'm like, no, I don't think you did. So she went back and she found it. It was all of her information was saved. And she's like, well, I never hit submit at the end. I'm like, okay. So you guys, you got to make sure you hit submit at the end. So Maria Fox, I need to know if you got an email. So call me tomorrow. I mean, you're welcome to give me a call. Let's figure it out. I would love to make sure you get the classes that you want. I don't try to not make people happy, right? So if you're there's a reason why I didn't respond to you. I don't recognize, unless you don't have the last name of Fox, but I still don't have a Maria that registered for anything. I went through all 90 registrations. I know who the 5 that I haven't gotten back to, and I've been in touch with them. So we got to figure out why your registration didn't go through. And I also know that if you guys don't want to do the registration form, like Linda Hodge reached out to me with an email and she said, Chris, I'd like to get these things. Okay. Instead of her filling out the registration form, I put them in the back end, right? It was easier. So if I have people that don't want to do the registration form because they're anti-Google Forms, I don't want to alienate people and not have them take my classes because of that either. Email me, right? So I'm not certain what's going on with your registration, Maria, or your email. Besides the fact that I was off the computer for 2.5 weeks, and I just explained that. So I have a ton of emails to go through, and what was most important to me was getting class registrations done, because shipping day is on Tuesday. so Maria, we'll figure it out. Now that I'm back into it and I can get done with registrations, I can start working my backlog of emails. All right. So that's it. So there is an extra page at the end of the. Okay, hang on, Connie, I got to see what you're saying. There is an extra page at the end that people miss. Yes, exactly. That is exactly it. And Sue Esworthy, Sue, I'm going to check to see if I hit submit. So Sue, I did not see your class registrations come through, but Sue Esworthy, I did see your email that you asked about your December payment and the check not clearing, and that is correct. I was going to reach out to you. I never received your check for December. I have 3 people's that I haven't received for December, and I think they're lost in the mail system somewhere. So Sue, I do have a response coming for you to let you know that, but since I see your comment, I might as well share that with you. So, and yes, Connie Moore is completely 110% correct. There's an extra page at the end that says, thank you for registering, and then hit submit. It's got my contact information just so people can see that one last time. And maybe that's deceiving, and maybe I need to put on there, continue to the next page to submit your responses. Maybe that would help. So it doesn't happen to everybody, but it happens to maybe 1 in maybe 30 times that people try. So we'll get it there. All right, so again, Maria Fox, if you sent me an email, that might be explanatory. I've been out of my emails really since Christmas, and that is not a lie. I've been, yes. So Sue, wait before you send another check, what you could do is get your response or submit your registration for January, and we could have you send one check for January and December together, okay? So I'm not in a rush for you to send a separate check. We can consolidate and have one check. One less thing to get lost in the mail. All right, so we're all good. So yay. All right, oh, you guys, I've been talking that whole time with my hands. Could you see that? Oh my gosh. And so now I'm going to put it back down on my hands. Isn't that crazy? You guys are talking with my hands. I thought you could see my face. All right, we have this fun fold card. Okay, so we utilized the Brush with Beauty paper because that was an online exclusive that was available in November. So I was able to get enough of that to do a bunch of cards. Anyways, this is like a pocket here for you to put a gift card or to put a check or cash or what you want it to be, right? So that's there. So that card is the first one. And I like to give credit where credit is due. I saved here the cards that we cased. We get lots of ideas and inspiration, just like you guys do, from swapping or from Pinterest or from wherever. And this first card, I was in a swap group with Rhonda Morgan. And so she did this card with this beautiful flower from Floral Charm, but it's the layout that we cased, right? So that was the card that we cased, and we ended up with Brushed with Beauty, and then we used this new flower that is from Words of Beauty, but it's the mechanism and this fun fold style that we cased. So that's one of our cards. We used Gears and Textures for this one for some background, and Words of Beauty, we used It's Your Birthday. Now there was nowhere on here that you could handwrite a greeting or write who it was from, and Jolene asked about that. And what we said when we discussed it is you could always put a piece of cardstock on the back here in vanilla and then have another sentiment and write your love note on the back there. Now, I decided not to do that. It's a birthday card coming like from me, and I'm maybe putting money in there, and I guess I wasn't worried about the sentiment so much. So, but just a thought in case you do want to zhuzh up the back and put a sentiment back there. But that's the first card using these two new stamp sets, right? And this is that new packaging that they switched over to recently. All right, then we have an Easter card. The Easter card features the Easter basket stamp set, and then the dies. I have mine. I switched them over to different cases and put little labels on them to make it a little bit easier. And so this one's called a diorama card. And so when you wait for it, hang on one moment, please. Let me get it set up. We gotta get our bunny all primed here. So what happens here? Thanks for the thumbs up, Linda. Hi. Oh, and Cindy loves the DSP. Yay. So it's got the Easter bunny on the outside. We're gonna have a little stamping and die cutting. And then when you open this card up, everybody does a little spinaroo, right? And so we've got some Easter eggs in the grass here. And what this one was cased from, though, is I have Georgine Darborough, who's on the team. And in one of the team swaps that I did, she made this card. And so she's got it set up with the Dino Days. I think it was Dino Days. And so she made a dinosaur card. Super cute for a kid, right? All right, so that's where we got the inspiration for that one. And that's what we've got that we're going to be using. Now, I'm going to need these dies in a moment, so I'm going to leave them out and put the stamp set over there. This third one here, we used the Brush with Beauty again. We had mentioned that it was an online exclusive, so we could get enough of it. This one is from Hobby Haven, so that worked out great too, because that was enough of that was available. And so when you open this, it goes like that, right? We got to use some Darling Duckling. Hadn't used Darling Duckling since an in color class. In this amount, so it's really pretty. That designer paper pulls in the duckling with the espresso. So this card, we cased it from Jay Shante in a swap with me, and she used the pears, right? And so cool concept, another idea. So in case you have the pears and you really like the pears, you could make this card very easily too. So that's where that inspiration came from. So this one featured Greenery Lane for the words. Thank you comes from that. And then in the background here, there's some texture, and that is from Swirl Designs right here with the lines. So those are the stamp sets that we pulled in for that card. I've got them all on blocks already because I had this class last night in person, so I just left everything. The last one is our Valentine's Day card. It features Endless Love, which is the Valentine's Day set. We used a lot of the stamps from this set. And we did a card like this for a Fun Folds, maybe like 2.5 years or 3 years ago. It was a holiday one. We actually wrapped ribbon around and underneath here and tied it shut with a little knot. And so this one, though, we didn't do the ribbon. And instead we used a Velcro dot right here to help hold it down. So you could hear the Velcro-y, so that helped hold it down. So like a 10-pound card here. There's lots of paper going on here. So that's what that one looks like. And in case you're wondering where we got the inspiration for this one, we got a card from Jay Shante in a swap. Jay is a fabulous designer, you guys. She is amazing and so creative. And so she had this one featuring Gathering Together. And then it opens like this and like that. So little ideas. So it's just a perfect reason why you'd want to swap, because you get wonderful ideas and then you can put in whatever products you want and keep the design, but completely switch it up. All right. So since this one's on top, let's go with this one. Well, let's see here. I was just looking. This is what I have that I collected from everything that we used in class today. Last night. So, I think I might start with these two because those ink pads are on the top and these stamps are right here. So that might make more sense to start with what's on top. So this is the green one, the moss. They call me Mossy Meadow. All right, or Mellow Yellow, one of the two. And so we're going to start with that one. And perfect. Okay, so again, for those of you who got the class with me, the tutorial was already emailed out. Now, we did proofread it. Karen and I both looked at it. If anybody finds anything that's ever off with it, just let us know and we can get it fixed. It is also in the Inspiration Hive already. So Nancy Mole, in case you say, is it in the Inspiration Hive? Yes, it's in the Inspiration Hive. Yay! I put it in there at about 10 to 6. So wonderful. And then for those of you doing Greenery Lane, that one's in there already. And I'll be emailing that to all the class attendees probably tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Okay, so let's work on this guy though. Right, so card kits, you guys. Oh man, I don't even have the golden tickets printed. I'll be honest with you. This is for the modern Christmas. The golden tickets need to be sent to my printer. So this is one of the vanilla ones. And when you open it up, it's the one that has green, not the one that has brown. So when you guys get your card kits, and hi, Anique from the Netherlands. Yay. So when you get this one, you're going to have a vanilla envelope. Now, because this is open on this side, you want to make sure nothing stayed in the envelope, right? Because that happens. So just check that out. Make sure there's nothing floating around there. And you're going to have some gems. So don't lose those. They should be right on the top. Hi, Susan Warmly. Would you please share the brand of Moscato that you used? Yeah, it's called, I call it Moscato de Tasty. So if you go to the internet, I'm just going to look here really quick. It's DOCG. DOCG. Moscato. Moscato de Tasty. There. Let's see what we can find. So right there it is. It's okay, it's actually I call it Moscato de Tasty. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have written it like that. It was actually, it's D'Asti. I put de Tasty, I think. We call it Moscato de Tasty because it's really tasty for us. But it's Risata, R-I-S-A-T-A, Moscato D'Asti. They have all the different flavors. They have, in these little blue bottles though, they have, this is the classic, one of the classic ones, but they have blackberry, they have cherry, they have different flavors. They all taste good. They're all like candy water. All right, so we also need a little sponge dauber, which is right there. And this crumb cake piece is already embossed for you. So for those that are newer to me watching, just know whatever you see when you open up the kit is going to be what you get in your kit, right? So this is already embossed for you with the beautiful patterns. And then you have these two die cut. It's the little flower set with a little leaf set here. So that's already die cut for you. Thank God for the die cutters. You guys, they worked feverishly hard to get everything done for us. You have a little strip here in vanilla for the sentiment. You have two pieces of designer paper. One's here and one's there. One's for the outside, there. One is going to be for your inside, right there. Now this is from the Peaceful Garden. I had a bunch of this pattern left, so that's why we went with that one. And then you have a piece of Calypso Coral, which is the matte for one of these. And then you have your coffins. Now that's what Sandy calls them. That's Tammy's mom, Sandy. She said they look like coffins. She names all the dies when she's die cutting for us. So these are named the coffins. And so they are from the Nested Essential dies. And then for this designer paper, you're going to have one pattern or the other, right? So one pattern looks like this. And the other pattern, where would that have gone? There's another card. And it's just right here. Okay, so they're gonna look the same, but they're different. The palette is the same for the color. Oh, you're very welcome, Susan Wormley. This is one pattern, and then that's the other pattern. And you can see that they look nice. Both of them look nice with it. But if you're wondering, one looks like that, with it, which is more full. This one has a little more crumb cake peeking through. So the card's made interchangeable with 2 different designer series papers, right? That's why we did that. And then this is going to go on top of your Calypso Coral mat, right? And you can see here we die cut the piece out of that. So that is where that came out of. So that goes on the top here. And then you have 2 pieces of Mossy Meadow. Hi, Nancy Sue Valencia. You got your sampler. Wouldn't miss it. Yay. Yep, I saw that and I replied back. Yay. Oh, and then look at that. You have some ribbon hiding underneath there. Lots of pieces going on here. So I always say, I don't always say it, but I don't always put the card together in the same order that the tutorial is written, just so you know. Jolene helps me write the tutorials. Thank goodness for her. And I don't always look at the tutorials right before I go live to see how things were put together. I just put them together however I put them together. And a lot of times when you're putting a card together, it's interchangeable how you put, like, whatever the steps are, right? So sometimes I stamp first, sometimes I assemble first. So it's whatever I'm feeling, right? But one of the things I like to do is get my bases burnished. So the fold's already there, but you also want to make sure that they line up good together, and then you burnish them. All right, so these 2 are going to make the base of the card. And because this is a fun fold, there's a little this extra piece here. So you have this 1/2-inch strip here. That 1/2-inch strip is what we're going to need to glue in right here. And I know in the tutorial I called this, I'm saying this now because this is like one of the last steps in the tutorial, right? It could be first, it could be last, it could be in the middle, it's wherever you want it. But I think it's because I have it in my hands, we're going to do it first. What we need to do is put some adhesive right here. You could use liquid glue or you could use tear and tape. But what's going to happen is you're going to glue it to this top panel here, right? So you have the shorter section at the bottom, the taller at the top, and this little 1/2-inch guy gets glued right there, okay? So you could use tear and tape. Again, you could use liquid glue. I'm going to use the tear and tape. And we're going to put it right along where the fold is right there. So pick that off. And I'm going to set that here and get it right in the fold, centered left to right. Get the ruler out if you need to, otherwise eyeball it. But you're going to just put this right into it. Okay, so now that's adhered, right? Nice. If you use the heat from your fingers, it really helps to set the adhesive to a seal nicely, or adhere, bond nicely. Hello, Creatively Challenged. You've been MIA. Lots of renewal certifications. Oh, your job going on. Oh, I was just thinking about, I'm a licensed customs broker, right? So I was just thinking that they just implemented a program where you have to get continuing education and you need 20 hours of it. And I'm like, oh man, I got to fit that into my schedule somewhere to not lose my customs broker's license. Oh man, you work so hard to get something, you don't want it to like just disappear. So I got to take some training. This right here, you're going to put some adhesive here and here. Now, you can get, sometimes Paper Pumpkin has this skinny little 1/8-inch tear and tape, or you can buy it on the Amazon, or you can take the 1/4 inch and cut it in half. I'll be honest, whatever's easiest, just do it. And so you could also use a little bit of liquid glue, but you do need something skinny on the side. You don't, oh, Cindy's back. She had lost internet. Well, I'm glad you're back. You don't want to use something that is too thick or goopy that it leaks out, right? So something really thin on the sides here. And again, you could use your 1/4 inch and cut it, but that seems like too much work right now. So I'm just gonna, it was sitting there, so I grabbed it. So I was lucky because my girls included this as a little gift for me when we did On Stage. And so they gave all the girls, as part of their pillow gift, the gift. So before I do this though, I'm gonna do one more thing. We're gonna do 2 things. Before I glue this and put this down, we're gonna glue these pieces on here just because otherwise they're going to get folded up, right? So hold the phone on that for a moment. We have this piece right here, which is good the way it is, but if you want to give it a little bit of definition, you could sponge the crumb cake ink on it. So like if you dip your dauber in here, if you lightly hover, I'll go a little bit closer. If you lightly hover over, it draws attention to the embossed pattern on here a little bit better. I lightly hover over and go back and forth. And I know in the camera you really can't see it right now, but I'll hold it up so you can see it. You can see I did the right side and not the left. So like the little imprints actually show off a little bit better. So and I always go off the paper a little bit first. I don't go in like swatchy circles. I'm going just back and forth like this with a really light hand. Hovering over. All right. There's really no top or bottom to this, but it just adds a little bit. See, you can see that. I wish I would have shown you from this angle beforehand because you wouldn't have seen the pattern as much. So it's just taking a dauber with some crumb cake ink. Margie, Anique says she's heavy-handed. Yes. So Jill Butzine is the same way. Jill Butzine is here a lot, and she takes classes, and she has a very heavy hand, and so she ends up with it a lot darker than what she intends for it as well. All right, so let's put a little bit of glue on here. Oh, man. This is a chunky kind of a glue, you guys. All my girls have been telling me they've been getting some chunkier glues. Well, now it's coming out okay. So, let's grab this and let's put that right here before we fold up the bottom flap. So that's on there. And hi, Diane Bush. And then this guy's going to fit right here. So what's going to happen is you're going to have the same margin on the left, the right, and the top. Don't worry about the bottom. I realized that it was cut a hair taller than what it needed to be, but you don't see this bottom edge anyways. So what's going to happen when you glue it, it's going to be flush on the bottom, and that will give you the same margin on the sides and the top, okay? So that's all right. And what happens now is you're going to just set this down and then put this up, and now you can let that adhesive bond on the sides. Right? And then now you've created the mechanism for this to go up and down. Easy peasy, kind of lemon squeezies, right? So then you have these two pieces, right? And then you also have these two pieces, right? So there's no reason why we can't put these to test now. Get them all glued up, put them to the test. All right, let's get some glue 42. Yeah, you guys, I got this glue action going on. Judy Immel, or somebody was just talking to me about this, that their glue got chunky on them. And we thought maybe it has something to do with being left outside in the cold weather. But if I squeeze on there, it's all right. So what's happening is this one's going to go at the bottom, right like that. And then this guy is going to go right on top of it. You're looking for equal margins, left, right, top, bottom. And then this one. Hello, Mimi. Coming in late, and you'll catch the replay tomorrow. Perfect. Well, thanks for popping in for a little bit. This one's going to go right on the top here. When you use liquid glue, you have the ability to wiggle it a little bit before it sets in place. And look at your designer paper to make sure you got it going the right direction. Right, so centered top to bottom, left to right. Nice. Okay, so we basically worked on the whole base of the card, right? No stamping yet, just assembly. All right. Now, for this guy and this guy, let's get this done. So you have, it's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday, and I don't give a poop because it's your birthday, right? It's a song. You guys listen to me busting out the rhymes, right? All right. So we've got, it's your birthday. And I'm going to stamp it closer to the right, like that. Oh my goodness, we have a kitten. Hi, Hunky Noodle. Mom, what's this all about? You're in my space. Whoa, hello, handsome kitten. All right, so you got It's Your Birthday. And then that's it for the Mossy Meadow. And you guys, there's a cat fur right there. Oh my goodness, we have a cat that stayed here. Wow. Okay. There, I got it. Well, hello, handsome kitten. Mom, what are you be doing? I want to play mousy. No, Hunky, you don't like to play mousy. Your sister does. So let's grab a scrap piece of paper here. We're going to be doing some background stamping on here. My crumb cake is too strong at first strength, so I'm going to stamp off. And I'm just randomly putting some splotches. Okay. Well, I know, buddy. Okay. So we're going to stamp off, do another splotchy. Now this next one, I'm going to stamp off, and the next one I'm going to do a third strength. Okay, and then stamp off, and I'll do a third strength, a little lighter. This creates a little marbled look on the back of this, right? It gives it some texture. So you could do any kind of background stamp. There's been lots of different textures through the years. You don't necessarily have to use gears and something. Gears. The new Gears set. He shook his head. He sure did. Nancy says, hi, Hunky. Oh, you are so sleepy, buddy. Oh, my goodness. Big yawners. All right. So that's it for stamping on this. So if you don't have these stamp sets at home, the card was definitely designed in a way for you still to be able to make this card look pretty much identical to the sample. And what we're going to do is take these guys. Oh, man. This Stella pen needs some assistance. Oh, my goodness. Hunky, it's a little bit dry. If you had opposable thumbs, maybe I could tell you how to rehydrate the Stella pen. I'm getting a little bit, but hardly enough to even make a difference. But I can always come back later and Stella. But my point is to do a little Stella-ing on here. Then what we can do is glue this together. And see what the glue does now. Angelique says, hi, Hunky Noodle. The other two are probably snoozing somewhere. Hello, Yvonne Edelmeyer. No, Edelmere. Oh, I think it's Edelmere. I went to high school with an Edelmeyer. That's why I think I said that. But I'm glad that you can make it. All right. So here's that, right? Good job. Yay. Then what we can do is grab the dimensionals. And let's see, Hunky, are you going to let me grab these? They're right here. Oh, man, here we go. I'm going to open up a new pack of dimensionals. So I'm not a fan of the flap. So we're going to do that. And then I like to go like this. And then I'm going to pull that one out and put you over here. So we're going to put dimensionals. Your Fred had to stay overnight at the vet clinic. He lost his... Aww. And he got his decline. Aw, Gene, he lost his dignity. Yeah. That's a part of it when you're going to have an indoor cat. So, yeah, Hunky and Tigger both did as well. So this is going to be like this, right? But the other way. So you don't necessarily know where these bottom dimensionals are going to go. So what you could do, if you don't want to guess, is just put them right onto this, right? Onto the card base. And then knowing this, we could put these other two right there. So let's pick these off. And we'll pick those two off. And hopefully I didn't get too low. How low can you go? And then this, I've got it a little bit closer to the top than the bottom, I think. And off to the right. And something like that looks good to me. All right, perfect. Then grab your scissors and we're gonna just trim this side. If you like to do banners, you can. I like to go angles like this. Right, and then, hello, baby boy. Grab your tear and tape again. We need to make a tear and tear sandwich. How can, oh man, Anik, it's okay. I'm just gonna stay here. We're not having controversy about people who declaw their cats or not declaw their cats. Everybody makes a personal decision, okay? So no judgment. We're a judgment-free zone, okay? So, Jean, you don't have to respond to that. It's okay, right? We're not calling people out. We don't do that in this community, okay? So, all right, just no talking about the declawing, okay? It's all good, guys. So, everybody makes their own choices, okay? So, back to this guy. So, we're going to take tear and tape. And we're going to put this on the back here and make your tear and tape sandwich. And so you've got about 3 inches of the gold vanilla ribbon. What you're going to do is take the end here, and you're going to grab the tail here and put, you're going to grab Hunky's tail, right? And you're going to make a loop and a tail. And you guys, you have more than enough ribbon. And you probably have enough to make 2 tails. It's okay, Anik. We don't judge here. That's all I'm saying. So, like, we don't make people feel bad for things that they do, right? Everybody makes their own choices. So no worries. It's all good. So we're going to make a loop, and then you could make potentially a second loop and then a short tail. But the thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tail and then another tail because you have enough here. Now, if you're happy with a loop and a tail, good. But what I did is I moved it over just a little bit, and I'm going to maybe make 2 tails, I think. So we're going to cut this at an angle. Oh, Hunky wants water. Let's get you some water, buddy. And then I'm going to take that little bit that's left, and we're going to put that right like that. So I've got 2 tails now. So instead of wasting that, I used it. Hunky, here you go, buddy. Let's put the water on. I haven't quite taught them how to shut the water off yet, but maybe someday. All right, so then that second piece of tear and tape, that was like that on my hand to put it like that. Now, you have to be careful because a little bit of this does hang over on the side here. So we got to be a little bit cognizant of that. If you have the tear and tape that is too far over, you can always roll it back, right? Because you don't want to have any stickiness hanging over the edge. I didn't remember that until right now. So when I look at that, I don't want to have any stickiness hanging over there. Okay. So now when we have our leaf here, it's really hard to glue this kind of stuff because it's so thin. But what you're going to do is take a little bit of glue. Now, if you have those sticker sheets, they're amazing with these fine kind of die cuts like this. But if you don't have the sticker sheets, and all these, you guys, are die cut for you, you're just going to have, and this glue is not the best glue because I'm squeezing pretty hard here. And I am not getting glue out, and it's a brand new bottle. But you're just going to take and put a little bit of glue on the back of this, not too much. And I did see people using tape runners and the silicone mat. That also is another way to do this. But we're just putting a little bit of glue on that, right? And this die, I was so amazed with this die. It perfectly fit in the coffin. And so I've got this kind of angled right there. So the corner comes out that corner basically, and that angles right up it. It's such a pretty leaf for that area, okay? Then you have these things, and I will tell you they're the hardest to work with because they don't line up. If you want these to line up, you're going to be trying for forever. I don't know why they made why they made it like this to struggle bust it. I really went around in a circle and it just doesn't work. So you just got to find what makes you the happiest with this set. Like, you're not going to be in the lines. It's abstract. It is what it is. But what we're going to do is put a little bit of glue back here, right here in the middle, and a little bit maybe right there and right there. So, just like that. And we're just going to find a spot for that to go. Perfect. Okay. So that's so far so good. Now I did pop this up over here on that side, and then just like that. So grab, I'm going to use these, I wish I had smaller dimensionals, but I don't at the moment, and I'll just go like this. You can make smaller dimensionals from the big dimensionals. So we're going to put it right here and right about there. And pick that off, and I'm going to set it down, and I'm not going to push very hard. So I have this set up, so on this card it was kind of riding right with where that middle seam is right there. It's not in the middle, but where the seam is. And when you open this up, you just want to make sure you don't have any stickiness hanging over. All right, you struggled with the die too. Okay, Anik, I'm not alone then. I'll tell you, I think it was Kelly that worked with me on this card, and we struggle bust it. It was like, which direction should it go? I really wanted it to line up exact. It just wasn't like working for us. But so what this is going to happen is this is going to go kind of right down in here like that. And we can pop this up also with some dimensionals. And kind of coming down to the wire or to the end of this card. And this is going to kind of like go right down in here. Perfect. but it looks so cool in front of that viney thing like that, adding a little bit of the background stamp, kind of blends that all in. You've got 3 gems here, and you've got a big and a small, and then something else, right? So I generally put the big and the small together. So we're gonna put one there, and then whatever your odd duck is, I put it right there. It shows off really nicely. And then that guy goes right about there. Okay, just like that. All right, all right. Now, if you want to add more gems to this card, you could put something right in the middle there too. Like putting the big one in the middle there, that would have been really pretty. And everybody's got at least one big one. So you could have put that in there. That would have made that. But if you have a gem at home, you could also add another one there. All right. There's the new choose your words, use your words. On this card right here, which we're going to be doing next, if anybody bought these gems, that might look really cool in the middle there too, right? If you have those at home. So very cool. Perfect. We got a good one here. So, and then again, that's for putting something in the middle. For this one though, this, you could put a back on it if you wanted. So cool. Yay, we got one done. There's no need to have his, he has the back ones. He's a keeper. Yeah, so you guys, so Jean was not expecting to get herself a new man in her life. And Fred was a stray cat that showed up. And she took him in and she gave him a new home that he is living like a prince right now. So, so she's got a new man in her life. All right, so there you go. We got our first one done, you guys. Yay! Only an hour and a half into starting, but that's all right. That's how it goes. We had lots to catch up on tonight. Okay, let's see what we have next. The next ink in my bucket is the Petal Pink, and I found a dauber, so that means we're going to do the bunny card next. All right, so let's grab our bunny. Oh man, this is an intense card. So I'm not going to deny you guys, tonight's class is going to go a little bit longer than normal. We're not going to be able to wrap up right at 8 o'clock like we normally do. I do know there's 3 more cards, so just know if anybody needs to leave because it's getting late for them, you can always catch the replay later on when you can find the time. All right, so this guy right here, we have Petal Pink is what you're looking for. Now, Anna did her best to do the die cutting precisely and perfectly. But again, she is human. And she made a note on here, so I kept it for myself. And what she said on there wasn't centered. So what she's saying on that is just that this circle wasn't quite center. She had it to the left more than the right. And I said, that's fine. I don't mind taking that one. So what you're going to have is a piece like this. And what we're doing is the diorama card now. Right, so there's one piece. You're going to have some more gems in here, some of these new gems. That is those sparkle gems. Okay, so speaking of that, I have an announcement. I forgot to tell you guys this. I need to send an email out, and 2 announcements that I forgot about. The drive, for those of you who have access to the Beekeeper's Guide, the folder, we added in the version 5. So this is a collection of all the available Stampin' Up! Items, not including Last Chance. And so this is brand new. I put it in here on Tuesday. And so if you're a customer of mine who you've spent at least $100 in the last, I don't know, like 6 months or whatever we've got for it, or on my team, you have access to it. But if you go to embellishments, these new embellishments are so pretty. They are called, they're right here, they're called Pearlized Faceted Circles. And so on the last card, we used the medium ones. And now on this card, we're using the more white ones. And then we saved these for the sweet class. So this has been updated for those of you who have access to the folder. Now, if you've shopped with me or bought classes from me and they've totaled, I don't remember. I figured it out. I remember now. If you're on my team, it's no charge. Like, you just have access to it. And I can't charge for this document, so it's earned. Right? So if you are a customer who's spent $100 from me in the last 6 months, you have access. And if you're a demonstrator on somebody else's team who is my customer, then we say it's at $50, okay? Because we want to make sure that you can stay active. So it's by supporting me in my business. It takes Kelly a long time to put this document together, and I compensate her for her time. And so it's a way for me to make sure I can run a business and still have a document like this available. So that's why there's a way to earn it, right? Earn access to the folder. And we never take a beekeeper's guide out of the folder. In case you're wondering, they're always in there, so you can always refer back to them, which is an amazing thing, because I was looking for something from last year and I went back to the very first beekeeper's guide, and they're all in here, even the sale-a-bration offering. So everything's in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So pretty cool document. The other thing that I'd like to share with you guys is that if you got the product of the month with me, that means I emailed out to you yesterday an 18-page document from the Stamper Society, the group that I'm in, that I help spearhead. And you got a document using the True Blue paper. So that was my project. You guys, if you remember, I did that for Share, Create, Inspire. So I used that for my project, and all the information is here with measurements. And even Jolene put a diagram together. But we've got all the other gals in here. I have 8 other people that did projects. And so we have all of the instructions in here. So the way to get that document is by purchasing the product of the month from me, or if you're on my team and you've spent $75 with yourself. So yay. So Linda said, exciting to see the Beekeeper's Guide. You don't know how much is out there in the Stampin' Up! Product world until you see the Beekeeper's Guide, because it's so hard to find things. And when you have it in one central location that you can see absolutely everything, except for the last chance, it's pretty amazing to think, oh man, we have these many gems, we have this many ribbon, we have this much of whatever. Is pretty cool. So very nice. Kelly did a great job. Susan Bellamy, you said pretty card. Thank you for proofreading it for us. We appreciate it. So you have this piece. This is from that Hobby Haven paper, right? All right, all right. And then you're going to have 2 pieces of white. They're for your bunnies. Now, in the same token, we did have the die cutters do an extra die cutting in case you wanted it. We had them die cut out one of the bunnies from the white. So in case you don't have the die set, you can always take your marker, your brown marker, and trace around it and make your own bunny, I guess. So that's going to be for your outside white mat. You have a piece and a half, a piece and a half of grass, okay? So that's for your inside. You have 2 Easter eggs, one in the fresh freesia, one in peach pie. You've got your basket with a little frilly edge on it. You've got a purple bunny and your white bunny, right? This had so many pieces. You have your little white strip here for your Happy Easter. You have a green stem, a purple flower, a purple bow, a little strip that is again embossed with that same embossing folder, a white mat for your inside, a piece of linen thread. I think I need to take a drink of water after all those words. Wow. That was a lot. Okay. And then you have a base. It's all about the base. No trouble. All right. You know me. Let's get that burnished really quick. And there's 2 folds on here. All right. So you've got, this is basically, let's see here. This is the card like this. The shorter panel here goes on the left. And then you also have this piece right here though. He is the king of the palace, and he's not lacking. Yeah, my boys, Tigger is the king of the palace here. Tigger is the king. He is everybody's favorite. And you're not supposed to have favorite children, but he's our favorite. And we say so. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to have it so that this is the front of the card, right? The fold comes this way, and then this raw edge is here versus doing this. I don't want to have that raw edge exposed at the top. So I'm going to definitely make sure that this flap gets glued here and that this one gets glued like that. Now, before we get glue happy though, we've got a little bit of assembly work to do with this piece. We need to get the linen thread adhered on here, and we need to make, so we're going to flip this over this way, and we're going to put a piece of tearing tape right across the top here like that. And we're going to put another one across the bottom. Now this hole got cut out from the Spotlight and Nature dies, right? And so you're going to take 2 more pieces, have them waiting in the wings, and like that. So again, this is the back now, and we're going to be putting this linen thread right through the middle of your circle, right? So let's eyeball it, make sure we got it centered. You can always get your ruler out and measure for anybody who likes things exactly, right? Make sure it's nice and taut or tight. And you're going to pick another piece of tear and tape, put it right over the top, You want to make sure there's no stickiness here. All our pets are queens. Oh my gosh, Anique, I didn't know that. No kings here. Oh, you have all queens. Oh, you mean in your household. I get it. Ha ha ha. I thought maybe there was something special in the Netherlands where your pets were, yeah, I get it. I get it now. Duh. So we have little Miss Honey here, who's, I would call her a princess. She's the little princess. Tigger's the king, and Hunky is our prince. So we have a king, a prince, and a princess here. Oh, and I would have to say that's because Honey OG would have been the queen, but unfortunately she's no longer with us. All right, so you have here no stickiness, right? You made sure that that's really nice and tight, right? This is the back. No one's never really see this, right? So how it works with these bunnies, they line up together like this, right? So you want to make sure that you're putting the adhesive on this side right here. And I guess what I'm going to do here is put a little tear and tape right through the middle of the bunny, like that. And then I'm going to set this into it. I'm going to get something like that. So it's free and clear there, and it's free and clear there. All right, so I'm just going to let that sit for a moment, because for this bunny, you're going to need espresso ink. And if you don't have the stamp set, this stuff isn't going to make any difference. So you guys are going to have to figure out, if you don't have the stamp set, what other past bunny set or chicken set or something you have. And that's why we included these 2 pieces of white paper. Now, if you have this bunny set and you want to use it, you can try to stamp your bunny on here. Now, last night, I don't know, it was hit or miss if people were successful or not. But we gave them to you, so you might as well try. Now, I have no idea how successful this is going to be, but we'll try. Hi, Linda. I'm glad to join you all. Oh, thanks, Linda. I'm so glad that you like the ideas that we have here. I'm going to see here. Okay, so this is what happened to a lot of people last night. It went off the edge a little bit. So if that happens, don't fear. Like, it wasn't, I don't know, I thought about not including that, but it was an extra thing just in case. But this is what you really need. This piece right here. Now, if you don't have this stamp set and you're not using this bunny, you are going to have to figure out what you're going to do for this purple thing, right? So this card's going to make you be a little bit creative on your own, right? So if you don't have this bunny and you have a different bunny, you're going to have to cut a different back piece here. They have to line up, right? So you're going to have to be a little creative. But here's the one bunny, all right? And then you have this other piece right here. It's for your other bunny and the carrot. And we can stamp this bunny. He goes like this. Let's go like that. Okay, and then there should be enough room on your piece of paper for your carrot. And let's grab, I'm gonna find the carrot. Right, here's our carrot. All right, so there's that. And then our carrot can go right here. All right, so I don't do a lot of card classes where we have lots of focal images. That's something that I've never really done, because I know how people are. They like things to match my card exactly, and it's been like that from the very beginning. But in this case, you're going to need something, and so hopefully you can be creative and figure out what you can use. And then for coloring these guys, I grabbed a light pumpkin pie marker blend. I should say it is a blend, Stampin' Blend. So we're going to go with a little bit lighter of a carrot. And then I grabbed a green. It's light granny apple. And that is for your carrot top, like that. When you try to stamp on white cutout, you need a dark background. Ha! Marilyn Dervin. Well, that probably would have helped me. It probably would have. Definitely agree. And then we've got the bubble bath in light is what we're using for a little inner ear action with the pink, like that. And it's cute to put a little pink nose for them. All right, So that's it for the coloring, the coloring. So let's do a little cutting out of this. So I never like to have things together. I like things cut apart on the machine. And let's put you back. We're gonna need the dies for this one. So we've got this one and that guy and this one. And we did use, just so you guys can see the dies, like heavy intensive. We used the flower, the bow, the grass, the egg, the basket, and the stem. All, and that bunny's cute. He has a little die. All that came from the Easter basket set. All right, so let's move stuff out of the way. I do have my machine right down here. I'll bring this up and put these situated. I do have little bits of tape. We use a low tack artist tape, like a low profile, or like a low tack artist tape, I think is what it's called. It helps. You could use post-it notes, but I definitely use that. Even on magnetic platforms, I always use this tape. So we leave them on the edge of the machine as long as they're still sticky. So let's get that right there. And then we got our carrot left. Just like that. All right. So as long as you got it taped good, hopefully it runs through here really nice. I always look to make sure the dies don't move around too. Not that you did all that work stamping and coloring and then it moved around, it hopped around on you. So pull these guys out. That's the only die cutting I think you're gonna need to do. And if you use a stamp where you don't have a die cut, you could always fussy cut it too. Then if you're trying to get the background, what you do is take another piece of cardstock and hold it to cut it out, right? That's always a possibility. All right, so let's grab these guys. Don't need the outlines. And yay, one bunny, two bunny, carrot. My friend for my birthday gave me a card, my greeting card, and it said, sweet carrot lime. Bum, bum, bum. And it was a picture of a sweet, a candy, a lime, and a carrot and a lime. So it's sweet carrot lime, bum bum bum. Good times never seem so good. So good, so good, so good, you guys. I love that song. Tyler loves it even more though, I think. So we're gonna take our dimensionals here, and this is where another half one will be really great on the ears, like that. Did you know your Jan showcase? Did you do? Yes, did I do my January showcase? And I do not know if you still have access to the guide. I do not know if I still have access to the guide. Okay, well, for those of you who were given access to the guide, I have not taken, so I'm just putting this right over the top of this, I have not taken a moment to remove people who haven't been supportive over the last year. I need to do that, you guys. I probably won't do that till the end of, well, probably till after the escape. That's not like my worry, something that is, I need to be worried about right now. I'm trying to go into the escape as set up for success as possible. So I'm not worried about that, but I will be looking at that later this month. But for those of you who are given access to it, what you need to do is go into your Google Drive. It's a little icon that looks like this in your phone. And in there, you're going to look for a little section here that's called shared. So there's home, starred, and shared. When you click on the shared, that's where you're going to find that I shared the folder with you. Okay? The other way you can find it and know if you have access to it is if you go into my website and you go to resources, and down here it's, ooh, I need to update this. Beekeeper's Guide version 4 is now version 5. I normally had a link there for you to click on it, and for those pieces, so it is, I gotta update a note, you guys. Hang on, I gotta update that. my to-do list, hang on, is back here more, right there. Okay. Oh man, that's not it. card sketches. Here it is. Okay, I gotta update the resources tab, you guys. Version 4 to version 5. And then I'm gonna add a link there. A link to the folder. And the only way you'll be able to open the link is if you have access to it. And for those, so that's perfect, right? Okay. Now what we're gonna do is adhere our grass and our Easter eggs down here. So you should have a piece and a half of grass. And this side is gonna go here, close to the bottom. And then you've got one piece that's gonna go here. And wow, that's kind of perfect actually. I'm just gonna take this and round it a little bit. So we gave everybody one piece and then we cut 1 in half. And so we just took our scissors and cut 1 in half, right? So you want to take it and round it so it makes it look like it was intentional. And so if you are going to click on that link and you don't have access to it, you can request access to it. And I will admit you into the folder if I go back and I see that you met the requirements, right? So for now though, those people who were previously given access should be able to click on the drive and see it shared with them. So we're going to put this guy over here. Just like that. And then this one, oh man, this guy, a little bit. I'm only putting it near the bottom. I have a reason for this because I need to tuck my eggs in. All right, so we're just gonna put this right like that. How about right there? Like that. Perfect. All right. And then our eggs. So if you guys want to do something special to them, you could emboss them and put some decoration on them. That would probably work too. I'm going to just put a little bit of liquid glue on the backs of these. And I've got the orange one down. And because I didn't glue like the fingers of the grass, it allows me to pick them up then and put my eggs in. Right? So you didn't, oh, that's nice. Huh? Like the bunny laid an egg. But the bunny doesn't lay eggs. The chicken does. All right, but that's okay. He's the Easter bunny. He brought eggs. All right. All right, so far so good. Now, that's all done. What we can do is glue this, right? So let's grab our tear and tape. Liquid glue works too. I still have her Starbucks gift card from when she first did it. I keep forgetting to send it. Sorry, Kelly. That's okay. Whenever you think of things, right? We always say better late than never. So we're going to put that like that. And I'm going to put another one next to it like that. I'm missing a little area at the top, so I'm going to get a short one here. Right, like that. And then don't worry, we can fold that back. And then this and that. All right, here's the magic. This will fit into the fold just like this. And you're just gonna set that on it. Okay. Oh man, I should have tested it. It was straight because I went straight here. That's the whole thing. Hopefully it was straight. All right. So then now this one is gonna get put down like that. So you need more tear and tape. So, Yvette, right? I think we've got you. I think Yvette, you're creative challenged, right? I think that's you. Okay, I put it together. So you were asking about the showcase. So if you're wondering where the showcase is, I did that on December 22nd. So go into my YouTube videos for December 22nd, and you should see it there. You could go to my events calendar on December 22nd. I have a link for it there. And I don't know if I created a Facebook event for it or not, but all right. This then, you guys, as long as you got everything straight, this should just fold down and go like that. All right. It's not so crazy, right? And then that goes like this, right? So, yay. And then before you put it in your envelope, you're going to want to do the little spinnies. Right, so your bunny brought his eggs, good. Now, you have over here, oh, that's the inside. We still have the saying to do and the outside, right? This is an intense card workout right here. All right, let's put you guys back over there, and we're gonna grab these two pieces and get them glued. So there's no reason why we can't get these both glued onto our card front. All right, so no one will ever know that that bunny was taken out of the white piece there. And then this will go right here. So crazy busy plant stuff on the one side, and then so business on the front, party in the back, I guess you could say. So you've got the petal party squares on the front. All right, so that's that. And then you have this little strip here. You guys, I still have the frog, can you tell? And we're gonna open this up, use the sponge dauber for this as well. Then grab your scrap paper here. Whoa, it's really dark. So again, for those with heavy hands, be very careful. And you're just gonna hover over to illuminate the raised parts of this piece, like that. All right, so let's show you a close up. You can kind of see that. It really shows off the pattern when you do that. So that was petal pink. And then this little piece here can get glued onto the section right there. Like that. You wouldn't have to put the coloring on it if you don't like to do that. Definitely could skip that. But it helps it to stand out a little bit more. All right, we're getting there. So now you have an Easter basket, and you need to get your frilly frills on it. So you guys, my Stella pen is not like digging me right now. So I would Stella the little scallop here. So I'm not going to do it though at this moment. I'm going to leave it, and always I could do that later. And plus we've got 2 more cards to do. So we'll save our Stella-ing for another time. So that's going to be your little scallop edge on your basket. This little bunny, what I'm going to do for him, I popped that up right on the edge. So let's grab some dimensionals, put them across here and along the bottom. And I even did some along that. So it's a little bit crazy. And how do you get them that skinny? Well, you got to kind of cut them that skinny. Unfortunately, they don't make them. Well, Stampin' Up! Doesn't make them that little, but you don't need a lot, just a few will do it. There, and we'll put, hi Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. There you go. All right, so we're gonna pick these guys off first. And this little dude goes back here. His one ear's in front, and you can see his hands. Yeah, right about like that. And then this carrot is going to attach to that dimensional like that. Super cutesy patootsy. All right, and then this, pick these off, and we're going to add a dimensional to the back of the bunny's head. And while we're at it, the carrot will also, ooh, that's a tight fit. That just barely fit though. We got it. All right, so let's put the bow on. As long as we're at it, let's put the bow on, because then we're gonna get a good idea for where it needs to go on the card front. So this goes, oh man. Also then it knows if we got the ear in the wrong spot. Huh. Yep. So having the bow there makes me realize that the ear is in the wrong spot. So if you can gently Bentley take that off, you can rearrange him in here so that his ear, so he's down a little bit further and angled that way. So now his ear isn't covered up by the bow, all right? Perfect. Okay, now this can go on the front. And I'm just eyeballing the top to that card, to this card centered in the designer series paper. And then I'm leaving room here for this guy, right? Because then I've got about the same amount here and there. All right, so if this is good, we can just pop that on. Oh yeah, you know what? It helps if you take the backs off, right? Have you ever done that before? I know you have. It happens to us all. So that one can come off. I'm like, why is that not sticking? Perfect. Let's drop it down like it's hot. And happy Easter. We need the espresso ink for that one. The Happy Easter comes from the same set. It's super crooked on there, I could tell. So let's get that off of there. Pick that up. And we'll put this down. Right there. All right, so now that I got the ink open, oh, there's a hair. Ha ha. Right through the middle of it. You can't see it till you see it. You can't see it till you don't see where there's supposed to be ink. All right, let's try it again. We'll put that right there. Much better. Very nice. Then on the inside white piece here, we have this bunny that looks like a Cadbury bunny egg. Or Cadbury bunny. The Cadbury bunny here. He's on that side because I like for him to face into the page. Oh man, let's do that over. I'm a little bit closer to the edge here. That works. And then our saying is Easter's on its way. My ink pad needs a little bit of rehydration, I think. Oh, there is something on there. Oh man, that thing is back. I think I got it though. With the photopolymer stamps, you can sometimes see through it if there's a hair or some sort of fiber. Oh, all right, have a good rest of your night, Anique. Sleep well. All right, so there's that. I think that's it for stamperooing on this one. We're kind of on the final stretch here. So what we need to do is glue this on the inside. Yeah, let's open that up, and that fits nicely right there. Perfect. And then we have this flower and sentiment. So the basket's already popped up, so I only want to pop up the bottom of this. So I'm going to go to the edge here and grab a piece this long, and I'm going to just put it along the bottom edge like that. And that's going to hang out below the basket. And I'm going to take a little bit of liquid glue across the top of the sentiment, which is going to hang out on the basket itself. And it should fit nicely between your white edges here. And then you have a flower here that will tuck in here. So that's all right. And we need to attach the flower head to it. So I did use I must have used a dimensional because it looks like there's a little bit of height going on here. So I'm going to put a dimensional right in the back and attach that. See how far down that goes? Right like that. It's going to catch it right there. All right, perfect. So I attached the stem to that, and we're going to put a little bit of liquid glue now. Right there and right on the top of the green. Perfect. That goes right like that. And then you've got your pinksy, light whitey gems. And so I've got a big and a small right there. And then you can put the other one, whatever you have for your other one, can go on the other side. Right. Oh man, the stick is hanging all the way off of it. You might need to pick that up and put that right back down. All right, perfect. We did it, minus the Stella. But, so, well, I really liked the Easter Bunny card. They didn't know who to give it to, though. So they said, we'll have to give it to the whole family because you can't just give it to one of the grandkids or one of the kids, right? So it goes to a whole family. So just remember to spin that up, and so it's all wound up before you put it in the envelope so that when they open it up, it'll unspin in front of their eyes. Whoop, whoop. All right, number 2 is done. Let's move you off to the side and put you off to the side. And the next one is going to be the Daffodil. So let's grab that. And we need espresso. So we'll put that one away because that one seems like it needs to be inked up better. And I think we need crumb cake again on this. We'll try that one instead. And the card is the other vanilla envelope card that you'll have. And it looks like this. It's so pretty. You know, the Darling Duckling is not necessarily my favorite color, but when you put it in the designer series paper like that, I love that. That's really pretty. Hi, Barbara Godby. All right, so the other vanilla envelope. Let's grab this one and grab out all your bits and parts. Everything should come out there nicely. All right, so 5 diamonds hanging out together. You have an inside mat. You have a little strip for your sentiment. You'll have your greenery piece here. And there should be 5 flowers. So there's a yellow, and a vanilla. So I'm looking for my other vanilla. Vanilla is probably hiding. This is from the Textured Notes. It mats onto a Darling Duckling, which mats on a Textured Notes. You have your designer series paper, which is from Brushed with Beauty. It has a mat for it. 2 strips. One is embossed, one is not. We're not going to sponge that one. Again, beautiful patterns, you guys. We went crazy ham on the beautiful patterns. Here's my other flower. And then you have a strip of designer paper, which goes on the non-embossed piece. You have 3 gems hiding in the back here that are the new hexagon gems. Lots of gems. Some more of this pretty gold ribbon. It reminds me of the Art Floral ribbon. A piece of vanilla, and then your base. This base, what you're going to need to do is, it's folded like this in half, so you can burnish this one. And then this one flips back. And then this one's going to flip back this way. All right, not so crazy. So both of these go back like that. All right, so what can we glue? Let's glue some things. There's so many pieces going on here. I need to have less pieces. So we can glue both of these and both of these and both of these. So that's 6 pieces right off the bat here. Let's make them become one with the card. That. Oh my goodness, this glue bottle is making my hand work for it. Work it. All right. So the embossed yellow Darling Duckling goes on the inside flap like that. Okay. This non-embossed piece goes on that flap. Our piece of designer, make sure it's going the right direction, goes right there. The embossed mat, when you shut this, right, goes right here. Good. Where we cut the little rectangle out goes on this side. And then your pretty designer series paper that brings the card together goes right on top of that mat. Nothing here because this folds back. Okay, now this piece right here, what happens is it gets adhered to this flap like this, and we use dimensionals and only on the 1/2 inch there. It's been so busy. I believe you've been busy. So on the edge of the black strip here, there's this really nice thick piece right here on the edge, and it is almost the exact right height. So what I'm going to do is snip this up and snip that up, take that off, making sure that I put it on the back right side, and I'm going to go from the top all the way to the bottom. Oh man, that is the right length, if I might say so myself. Wow. Angelique, are you still listening? Wow. All right. Now, centered, top to bottom. And you want to be about Okay, so if you need to know distance, from a distance, the world is, 3/4, okay? So we're gonna look at this. It's centered top to bottom and about 3/4 of the way in. I've got the card completely upside down right now. Before I set this down and squish it, I'm just gonna measure really quick. Yeah, 3/4. 3/4. Perfecto changeo. All right. So it's a nice, firm, strong piece of dimensionals that's here. Okay. Wow. She's here. Yay. All right. So what happens is this bends back, that goes there, and there. It's holding it nice and tight. Okay. The yellow, they call me mellow yellow, can get glued down. Let's just glue it and be done with it. One less piece to worry about. And then we're going to put our Stampin' pants on. All right, so this guy can go right there. Centered. And then you have this piece. Now, I think they gave this to me because this is not cut all the way through. So what happens if you get one of these and it's kind of hard to work with? You're going to have to use your scissors or a pokey tool or something to help coach it on. It's not so bad. It almost looked like it wasn't going to fall out, but they did. So we're good to go there. And we need these 3 things for stamperooing. Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. And this guy right here. So open up your espresso ink. Do your die cutters use an electric die cut? Yes. I can't imagine how long it takes them. Yes. They have the Sizzix, I think it's a Sizzix electric scanner, and it's a plate this big by that, and they fill that thing full, and they put it in, and it runs it through. Sandy used to do it all by hand until they messed her up, and they gave her a flu shot in her muscle, and it tore, and it hurt her muscle, and she got frozen shoulder back in April of last year, and so she can no longer use the rolling die cutter. She has to use the electric. So Tammy and Sandy both have electric. Anna is doing everything on the little black Big Shot, the older Big Shot before the Schem is what I call it, the scan and cut and emboss machine. No, stamp and cut and emboss machine. I call it the Schem, right? Short for that. And I should have saved my brown piece to put that on, but that's okay. I'll make it work. But we're looking to see if we can find her a small. Her desk is small, so she needs an electronic. We need to find her an electronic one that's small, like the size of the machine, the normal machine. That's perfect. I love it. All right, so last night in class, Tammy, instead of putting it at the bottom, Tammy went from the top. So let's show you this. This is really pretty. You have it hanging down, draping down, and it's almost got to drape down from the right here. But it looks so cool, like, how much of it do I want on here? I don't know how she did it. She made it look like that, though. Had it coming off the, oh, I got ink on my finger. Oopsies, flip it over. Try again. Nancy says she has to use her left hand to crank the die cutter. Your tendon and rotator cuff are from, yeah, and the right shoulder. Yep, it's not good. Oh, I got ink right there. So let's see if I can, there. I covered up there was some ink there for some reason. That looks nice. All right, I got so many inks going around here. Then that's it for the brown. We need some crumbs of the cake though. And they are needing to be in 2nd and 3rd strength with this backgroundy stamp thing. So we're going to do 2nd, 3rd. Wax on, wax off. A little bit right there, a little lighter. Like that. And a little guy on the side there. All right. You guys can't even see what I did. I'm sure you can't, but just know it's there. It adds just a little bit of depth behind the background, so it's not so stark. Vanilla. All right, that's it for the crumb cakes on this one. Now, we have Darling Duckling ink out. I will tell you, my gal Kelly, if you know Kelly, my cousin that helps me, and my friend, She loves sponging. I didn't know this about her until like in the last 3 weeks. She is a spongeaholic. Oh my goodness. So she sponged her flowers. She added a little bit of the Darling Duckling around the edges. Now, I had a hard time doing that because I absolutely loved them plain, but she sponged mine too. And I think I'm going to do this sample without sponging them so that you can see a difference. They look a little cleaner, more pristine. So this is our inside. So again, this needs to flip up. That flips back. You could put a little sentiment in there before you glue it in. Highly recommended. Once you glue it in, it's going to be really hard to stamp because you're going to have a bump right there. Right, so that's your inside. And if those have this paper at home and you want to add more designer paper, you could put designer paper right over the top of that. This is popped up with dimensionals. And put right into the center of the Darling Duckling. Should fit perfectly, a nice little fit. And then this guy. So this is where the black dimensionals will come in handy. We're going to pop up in a few strategic spots up at the top like that. And then we'll glue the bottom flat. Just a little glue right there. Whoa, stuck to my fingernail. Oh man. Now I got a gluey mess. We're going to put you on that piece of paper. All right. This guy is poking through. So let's move him a hair. So you can see the stem is right off to the center left a little bit and hanging off the top there. Didn't do anything with this. If you want to use a scoring tool and add some veins through it, you probably could, but I think it looks nice just the way it is. So we're going to put that right about like that. And then the thank you, you need some tear and tape, 2 pieces to make your tear and tape sandwich. And you have enough ribbon here too. I could have probably given you 2 inches and that would have been enough, but my mom cut 3, I think. And so we're just gonna fold that in half. Wait, we gotta put our tear and tape down first. So I don't know if you guys know it, but my mom cuts all the ribbon for everybody. She is my #1 and only ribbon cutter. She loves cutting, well, I don't know if she loves it, but she likes helping me. So, so she cuts the ribbon. And then what I'm going to do is cut this at an angle. How about like that? And like that. All right, that's all right with me. I should have done them like the other way, but whatever. And then this guy can go over the top of that. Oh, you know what? I have plenty to work with here. Look at me. I can do this over. Let's go this way with it. Oh yeah, I like that. All right. I think I'm gonna like that better. And now, see my little tails like that. This gets popped up with dimensionals. So we'll grab 2 white ones, one there, and one there. You gotta be careful wherever you put the tear and tape, that tear and tape sandwich, the dimensionals aren't gonna stick to that. So I wanna make sure that I'm hitting the actual label as well. And then this hangs off the Darling Duckling a little bit. Let's say right about right there. All right, flower power. So you've got these 5 flowers. I am going to flip them. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna keep this easy. We're gonna take our mini glue dots and we're gonna put the back side of them right into the mini glue dot. How is that for ease? No liquid glue. Pop them right onto the mini glue dots, making sure you got the right side hitting the glue. Perfect. Okay. And then I've got there's 2 bigger yellow ones and then a smaller one. So we've got a bigger one up there and another bigger one off to the side there. The yellow smaller one is over here. And then you've got a vanilla, a little bigger, can go there, and then a little smaller is right about there. That's what we got. They're little flowers, don't lose them. They go everywhere. And then they look kind of boring like that, right? But then as soon as you take these diamonds, because diamonds are forever, they, that's what they say anyways. And this diamond action looks really nice in the center of the flowers. And you should have 5 of them. Judy Immel helped us cut the diamonds apart this week. She was here every day. She helped us cut all the gemsies apart for all the kits, which was really awesome. All right. That is what seals the deal on the flowers, I must say. But wait, there's more. These little hexagon-y things are pretty amazing. So what happens are, oh, and I didn't even use the hex. In the picture, there are these guys. Ha! Didn't even think about that. But these hexagons look pretty too. So you have a big and a small, which we got off to the side here. It went somewhere. And then this guy's right there. Oh, right there it is. Ha ha. And then this guy went like that. All right. So the hexagons are what we put in. We could have used these. They're very interchangeable. These are from the annual catalog, but we went with the new gem that just launched on Tuesday so that you can get a feel for what it looks like and how it feels. They're bronze, just like these are. These are just circles with little patterns in them. But a horse apiece, right? From a distance, you can't really even tell the difference, I bet. But there we go. We got our otter. All right, so I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to trim this just a hair. And I'm going to leave that one. All right, perfect. Now, Stella all you want. Stella till your heart's desire, and call that one good in the hood. Whoop, whoop, or in the hive. Good in the hive. All right. What do we got? 8:15. All right. We got one more in us, right? We got one more to do. We're going to make it happen. My old boss used to say his motto was cut the crap, make it happen. So we always made it happen. All right. Here's our card. I'm not a person who likes brown, but you love this card. Oh, Barbara, yay. I'm so happy you like it. I'm not a fan of the Darling Duckling, and I love this card, right? It all goes together. I was really happy with this one. Okay, let's get this out of the way, pull in the real red, and we're gonna make our Valentine's Day card. And drink some water. Let's grab this okay, guys, this is the thickest unit of them all. This card hardly shuts. It's thick. You might have to pay extra postage on this one if you mail it. It might be more of a hand deliver, just like a lot of these are. They're a little thicker. I got my name on it. I don't know why my name is on it. My mom wrote it. My mom doesn't give me clues. She just writes my name on it. Like Annette and Rhonda, they'll give me clues. There's a lot of pieces. So the first piece when you pull this in is this little card, because we have a card on a card. So there's that guy. And then you've got more. A lot. It's all like jammed in here. It's really thick. All right. So you guys may notice a little change in the envelopes. So when I started doing card making classes in 2016, I used envelopes from a company called Desktop Publishing Supplies. I used those envelopes all the way up until, let's say, 2022. And I switched over to Stampin' Up. And in 2022, till last month, so I think in this week we ran out of the Stampin' Up envelopes, I went back to Desktop Publishing Supplies. I made an executive decision that I wasn't going to raise the prices of my classes because I switched my envelopes. It makes a difference. These look and feel very similar, but they don't have the sheen or the silkiness that Stampin' Up has, but I also am running a business. And Stampin' Up increased their prices last year, especially of white cardstock. I don't know if you guys remember this, but they raised the price of white cardstock by 80%, right? Especially because they dropped it from 40 sheets in a pack to 20, and they raised the price from $11 to $14. So that was a double whammy. And I don't know if anybody noticed, but I did not raise the price of classes this year. I raised shipping by a little bit because USPS has raised their shipping prices. Over the last few years, I never changed the shipping for like let's say 3 years. This is the first year that I added $1, $1 basically to every package is how it ends up being. Especially if you get consolidated packages, the add-on classes stays at $2, but it's the initial one went from either $5 to $6. No, what was it? Shipping went from $6 to $7, or for ink, paper, scissors, it went from $7 to $8. And then if you get add-on classes, it's still $2 per class, right? So that didn't change. So basically, it's $1 more per package is what it ends up being, and not $1 more per class, especially if you get consolidate. Okay, so back to the envelope. So just putting it out there because some of you guys are going to maybe notice it. I run a business. I do run a business, a card making business, right? We design cards, we sell the kits, and one of the things that we did to not raise the price of the card kit per se is to change our envelope. So these are not, so this one right here, I'm just feeling it. It's not a Stampin' Up envelope. So some of you might notice it. So I'm just putting it out there because I don't need anybody to say that I don't use Stampin' Up envelopes. Well, yes, that's true. I'm not using Stampin' Up envelopes. I did for the last 2022, 3, 4, 4 years I did, but they raised some of the prices. And so I did it for my community to not raise the price of the classes. So just putting it out there. So you guys, very transparent, just so you know. So they if I show it to you, I don't know if I have a Stampin' Up envelope. I don't know if that one. These are both not, I think, oh here, this one must be a Stampin' Up envelope right here. There's a slight difference in the color. This one has a more rounded bottom here, and this has a straight flap, but otherwise, and these are straight here, and that's like rounded, right? Otherwise, they look almost identical, but it did help me from a business aspect to switch back to the desktop publishing supply envelopes so that I wouldn't have to raise the price of the classes, because we don't need more things and to cost more, right? So, all right. Now that's basically the one thing I changed to help me to not have to do that. You have 3 diamonds in here. And then, so you have to do what works best. Totally agree, Devin. You guys, you're still getting an envelope. I will say, I do know that there are demonstrators who don't put envelopes with their card kits, but I have always put envelopes with the card kits. So you still get an amazing envelope. And it's always going to still be white with white cards and vanilla with vanilla cards. And that was a deciding factor too, you guys. When Stampin' Up went away with vanilla envelopes, I thought, I have to buy my vanilla envelopes anyways from Desktop Publishing Supply. And when the price, it was just like, it made sense, right? So I am the type that I need a vanilla envelope for a vanilla card and I need a white envelope for a white card. Or like, let's say warm, excuse me, warm undertones and natural undertones need vanilla, and then the cool whites need white envelopes. So I was like, well, if they're not going to give me vanilla envelopes, I got to buy them somewhere else, and then I'm going to buy my white ones with them at the same time, and it is what it is. So that's how that goes. All right. Frog's still there. Yes, thank you. Yeah, you guys, definitely. So I do prefer the Stampin' Up envelopes. I definitely agree that they are prettier. They feel nicer, but it is, at the end of the day, I have to run a business, right? So and there's no rules saying I have to use Stampin' Up envelopes in my business. So I have that embossed for you guys. Rhonda did all the embossing. That is that new Love Notes embossing folder. We have this really pretty die for you. We have a little label here that is from the die set. We have a stylish shape. Oh, I know why I got it. When the die cutters die cut this, they were missing a section over here. But I can work with that just barely because that is where my ribbon's going to go. So that's why they gave that to me. And you have some designer series paper here, which will mat onto this piece. And then we have another piece of designer paper that will go onto this piece. Your inside pieces of your little baby card here, right? And you're very welcome. The straight one will be easier to add DSP to. You know it, because I always had to round it. This way you can even take it on your trimmer and just trim it. Yep, very good. All right, you have these 2 little strips that are pretty much identical, all right? And they go here, and I've got one on the back side too for you, right? So when you open this up, you got lots of stuff going on. And you have a strip here for your designer paper for the inside, and then mats galore here on the inside. And then you have this piece of baker's twine. That's maybe a little short, but I think we can work with it. And we need to burnish our edges. All right, so let's do that first. There's one side. And the other side. And then this little guy, he needs it as well. You guys know what's happening next. We get to get glue happy. Lots of glue here. This can get glued. These can get glued. This can get glued. This can get glued. This can get glued. Oh my goodness, how many things can I glue at once? All right, am I gonna get myself in trouble? If you like this side better, you could potentially use that side. All right, you guys ready for this? All right, we're not doing this one though, so let's set you off to the side. Whew. All right, no cats in sight. Let's go for it. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up your sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. 9, and there's no 10, so we can't do it again. All right, let's see here. This one goes on here. Perfect. Nice. This one, make sure your hearts are facing the right way. Goes right here. Make sure your hearts are facing the right way. This is our inside mat. Fits very nicely. The embossed piece of the bigger size they're identical, but the embossed one goes on the inside. Got her otter. Wow! Okay, that's all right. We got it. It's just glue. Then this piece goes on the front, like so. This one, make sure, I don't know if there's any decoration to this pattern. Oh yeah, the hearts. There's white hearts on here. Whew, I'm glad Annette cut that correctly. That would have been sad face. That goes there. All right, this white thing here. We have the cutout one. Can go right on the top of that. DSP covers our whole of the heart. I don't know. There's really hearts going everywhere. Everywhere. Hearts. Let's get them. I looked for that heart right there being the right way. That's where I found a grounded one right there. Now, inside. This little guy right here. Whew, my goodness. Nice. Hi, Sarah Marison. Oh, man. That was a gluing marathon. Now, we can glue right here, too. So, let's grab, you could use tear and tape, liquid glue, whatever. I'm going to use the liquid glue. I'm going to put it along that edge, and I'm going to put this right here. Okay? And I'm going to line this up to know that I need more glue right there. Okay, so folded edge lines up with that folded edge. Centered, top to bottom, left to right. Grab your ruler if you need to. 1 inch, 1 inch. Nah, like it. Mikey likes it. All right. Is that a lot? Was that a lot? Was that intense? It was intense gluing. Oh my gosh. Oh, talk about lickety split. Oh my goodness. All right. Stamping. Hearts and hugs. Happy Valentine's Day. Sending love. All the things. We need a happy day, hearts. Valentine's. Lots of things. Love. All right. There's so many stamps with this one. It's crazy. We need some red ink. And, okay, there's nothing on that. So we're going to cover that up and not lose it. Hugs and kisses. Oh, man, how do you stamp? Let's just test you on this piece of white. You look nice. Okay. So, buttons and underwear. So, your underwear. Okay, this is going to go here. I like it. All right, so that's easy. Okay, next one. Sending you love. That is on this white piece here. And I've got sending you, must be here. Love, L-O-V-E, love. Let's try you first. You guys were on the final countdown. All right. Love can go right there. Good. There is a little baby heart, a wee widow one. He goes, or she goes, whatever it is, the heart goes right there. Nice. And then sending you. We're back to that. Let's see what we got going on here. You're very welcome, Cindy, and everybody that commented on that. And Connie says she has envelopes from Hobby Lobby. They go on sale and you buy a lot. Yeah, you guys, I actually bought 10,000. Okay, that's another thing. I got to tell you this. My dad helps me with the envelopes. For the last 4 years, I would send my envelopes home with my mom, and my dad would take a scissors and he would cut apart all the envelopes. So these envelopes from Stampin' Up, they come packaged 40 in an envelope. And that's fine if you use 40 of them here and there and everywhere, right? But when you go through 35,000 envelopes in a year, think about it. My dad cut apart, oh my God, I gotta do some math here. I can't do this in my head. My dad could have done this in his head. I can't. 35,000 divided by 40. He cut apart about 875 packs of envelopes for me. So I don't know how long that took him, but he does it because he loves me. But he would take them, my mom would bring them back in a huge box. And I've begged Stampin' Up to have envelopes packaged at 1,000 in a pack, or 500 in a pack, or 100 in a pack. And so just think of my amazing dad now. He doesn't have to cut apart 40 packs, or let's say 40 pack counts of envelopes for me anymore. They come in 1,000 in a pack, and I open them up and we just use them. So yay for my dad. I don't even know if I've told him that yet. So I should tell him that. I'm like, he lost his job, but I'm sure he's fine with it. All right. So my dear old dad is not having to deal with opening envelope packages for me anymore. He's a trooper. I will say that. He never said no. Oh, he still stamps all your envelopes for you guys. Anybody who gets my Happy Mail from me, my dad and my mom stamp, for the most part, they stamp the envelope flap. So like when you get my address here with the Happy Mail there, my mom and dad stamp those for me. Generally my dad. We send them home, and my dad, he's watching his farming shows and he stamps them while he watches the shows. So it's awesome. All right. So as long as that took us to glue together, it took us all this time to get these glued. I'm just going to do this one right away. Let's get that. So there's nothing special about this. It's just some stamping on it. It goes on the inside there. My dad is pretty amazing. I will say that. So is my mom. They're the most supportive parents you could ever ask for. All right, now to the inside. This is what we got on the inside. We have Happy Valentine's Day with some hearts. Now you have this white piece here. You have to be careful because, oh, you could use either side actually. Very nice. We're going to do that one though. And because that's there, you don't want to stamp your Valentines off, right? So you could center this and then it wouldn't look good. So we're going to definitely, hold the designer series paper right over the edge so that our Valentines gets centered nicely. I am, Mimi, definitely. I couldn't agree more. Valentines, boom. Then let's put our hearts. If I only had a heart in the corner. Now you wouldn't really have to do more hearts, but they look cute. I like these hearts. They're really adorbsy. We got big ones, some little ones. They got it going on. And then we have happy. Happy. I feel happy. Oh, so happy. Right there. Nice. And last but certainly not least, let's do the day. Over yonder. There. Boop, boop. We got the Stamp-a-Ruin completed. We're going to glue this first, and I'm gluing that side. Oh, this bottle is kicking my butt. It is definitely feeling it right there. It'll be interesting if some of the other ones are like that or not. So this goes on the right-hand side. Make sure you're aligned nicely and aligned nicely. If you have to trim anything, now's your time to do it. Right? And a little bit more glue on the back. And that will go right on the inside. Okay, let's talk really quick too about the December paper pumpkin. So many things to talk about tonight, you guys. The December paper pumpkin, I mentioned it on the showcase that Kelly and I are creating a December paper pumpkin class. We're trying it, seeing how it goes, because Kelly might consider doing this every month. Okay, I'm helping her get the ball rolling. You guys saw my paper pumpkin pile. This is not unintentional. This is very intentional. I think most of these are already claimed. So I can't even say that the December paper pumpkin is available because I've had probably 12 people reach out to me since I did the showcase about signing up to get our December paper pumpkin class. So we're going to design with the pumpkin, making 3 cards, I think, as they are. And then we're going to take all the other pieces and design at least 6 more cards. and add in different cardstock and different elements to it to make a class using the rest of the paper pumpkin pieces. And we're going to sell these kits, right? I think people have already staked claim to them, but Kelly might have 4 available yet. So there might be a few more of the box available. And it will come with card kits, extra card kits, cardstock, mats, die cuts, all that kind of stuff, right? So we're going to be working on that this weekend. Isn't that so cool? Awesome. Boom, boom, like that. Almost done. There's a little Velcro dot floating right here. So this Velcro dot is more see-through on one side than the other side. I like the more see-through side to be down, so you don't necessarily see it when you open it, and the white side to be on the back side here. So we're gonna pick that off and put that there. So we're gonna be mapping that out this weekend, guys. So I've had a lot of people reach out to me about it, more than I thought I would, which is amazing, which is awesome. And I have to make sure I get this right. So grab your baker's twine, fold it in half, and we're gonna have more details. So people, I've been telling them we're gonna have more details on it next week, right? So when I go live on the 15th, I will have an update on the paper pumpkin class. So we don't know how we're gonna exactly do it, if we're gonna offer kits to everybody or offer kits to the team only. I am not quite certain. So we're gonna figure out, we gotta design the cards first. That's the first thing, right? That needs to get done first. All right, I wanna see where this lands, right? Because I have this really bad edge right there, and this is gonna need to go right over that. All right, so I think I'm gonna just set that there and make sure that I've got that covered up like that. And so just hang tight for that. I know that a lot of people were wondering about that. It was not, was that on, no, Angelique, it was not on the registration form. It was only discussed in the showcase that I did on the 22nd. And I had people contacting me about it because I talked about it on the showcase, and Kelly talked about it on her paper pumpkin class. And so it will be on the, here's the deal. It'll be on the February registration form, but because people have already staked claims to the full boxes, I don't know how many of the, I don't know how many we're going to end up kitting or making. So you're going to have the paper pumpkin. And if you have it, that's great. And if you don't, if we only have so many boxes, right? Because you can't, I don't know. I guess I'd have to look. Can you buy it or not? I don't know if you can. But we have the full kits is what we have. So grabbing some dimensionals for this guy. I had, I think, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 back there, but 3 were accounted for. So I had 6 available for the class, and I think Kelly has 4 available for the class. And so if there are people who are interested in it, you are welcome to reach out to me, send me an email. Again, be patient on a reply. If you're interested in it and you know you want to take the class to get the kits or to get the pumpkin box, you can already message me now. We're going to put this right down here. Like, let's say, like, oops, I got to make sure you're straight like that. I like it like that. That's going to go right on here. And one moment, please. Oh man, I think I'm stuck. I want it to the right just a little bit. You guys, we're crafters. We can change our mind, right? On where we put things. Okay, let's try this again. I want it more to the right. So let's get you right there, situated like so. So I hid my my little edge there that was weird and wonky, right, by doing that. All right, I will send you an email. Perfect. Okay, so just remind me, like if you send me an email, I might just say got it or you're confirmed really fast. So send you a quick one, and I'll add you to. I started a spreadsheet, you guys. I am a spreadsheet queen, so I already started a spreadsheet, and I've started to log people. So, and Kelly will also start taking names too. I claimed a full kit during showcase. Yeah, Mimi, you sure did. You were on my list. You're one of my, so yeah, okay. I don't want to confuse anybody, but if you've already previously asked for it, then yes, I have you on the list. There's 12 people that have already said they want a full box or not. And so don't worry, you guys. I don't want to cause anybody problems, but if I've already confirmed to you and sent you an email that you're on the list, you're on the list, okay? You don't have to second guess that. I promise you, you're on the list. All right? Boom. Let's trim our tailsies, here's like that. And you should have some rhinestone cowboys right here. And I've got Oh, where do you want to put them? I don't know. They're fine here, I think. So I'm going to put, you have a medium or a big one, and you have 2 smalls. I get my paper pumpkin, but I'm very interested to see what you offer. Perfect, Jean. Absolutely. So until you see it, you don't know what it's going to be. And then, I'll be quite honest, Callie and I don't have a clue either. We're going to sit down and spend 3 hours together, and we're going to see what we come up with. But we always know 2 brains are better than 1, right? Yay! We did it! So that opens. That has the Velcro. And then you've got your innard. Yay! Whew! Very good. Okay, I also had questions about the Memories and More class. I've had a few people ask me, are you doing a Memories and More class? I sure am, and it's going to be with Kelly, you guys. I don't know if you know this, but Kelly's working her little tush off to get the Costa Rica trip. She's working hard to earn it. She's on track, and she's doing really good. And so what she's trying to do is figure out how she can enhance her sales. And part of it is by doing a paper pumpkin class every month, offering an extra zhuzhed up kitted class, right? But the other, well, I don't remember where I was going with that. Well, I don't remember what I was going to say about it. So there's something else that she was going to be working on. I don't remember. I don't remember. I know the paper pumpkin. Oh, there's also, she's working on an extra kit kind of class. Like there's 2 to 3 kits every month, and she's looking at how she can redesign a kit to make it have ribbon, have gems, have extra layers, extra elements to it to offer a side packet type thing that complements the kit. So it just takes it over the edge, right? That's like, kits are great, but we want more. Like usually I'm an avid crafter times 10, and I surround myself with a lot of avid crafters, and we always want more. We want the ribbon, we want the embellishments, we want layers, we want labels, we want more, always. And so she's trying to think of how she can differentiate herself. And so one of it is buying a kit that comes amazing, but then how can you take it over the edge, right? So that's what I should have her call it, is over the edge kit class. Take it over the edge kit class. That, I like that. I mean, it's her thing, right? But I take it over the edge kit class. And I know she was really working hard for it. And anybody on my team, I'm not doing work for them, but I will help them. I'll come up, help them strategize and make plans and ideas. Like, that's what it's all about. 2 brains are better than 1. And so I know she really, really wants to work hard for it. So I'm going to help her try to figure out what she needs to do to work hard for it herself. So, yay. Oh, Jean, shoot. Memories and More. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I knew there was something else. Memories and More. I've done a Memories and More class probably 2 to 3 times a year for the last 5 years. And I'm not going to stop doing them per se, but they're going to be indirectly done by Kelly. I have a lot of stuff on my plate. You guys all know that. And so it's one of the classes. So Gina Bulow took over bingos, my in-person bingos with me. So I used to do, for me, I should say, I used to do 6 in-person bingos every year since 2018 until last year. Gina took it over sometime in the middle of the year. So Gina just did a winter bingo last Monday, and then she does the Valentines and the Easter. So Gina took over my bingos for me. She also took over my card buffets, where I used to do card buffets every 4 months or something like that. And that's been great. It's a lot to do a lot of in-person classes. And so she's building her business too. And so Kelly's trying to do more. And I'm like, well, what's something I could give up, but not give up, right? So she's going to help me design the Memories and More class. So it's going to be us collaborating with the design. So they're going to be the same format, same structure. And the sign-up process is still going to be through me. But when it comes time to cut and prep, I'm going to tell her how to cut and prep it, and she's going to go home and her mom's going to help her, and they're going to cut the bases. Kind of like she did the crafting advent calendar type class. We designed them together, and she's going to teach the class, and she's going to kit the materials, and she's going to bring it back here, and it's all going to ship together. So like it's still in the same package, but they're going to be branded with her rainbow tickets, let's say. So yeah, so another way for me to have, okay, well, I have 6 less classes in a year. Okay, yay, right? Not going away from anything, but helping somebody on my team to grow, right? And stepping back a little bit, but still being heavily involved in the designing, because That's what it's all about. I love the designing. I love the teaching like this too, but at some point it's a lot. It's all a lot. And the team is growing by leaps and bounds, you guys. We have the team is, I believe we're at like 220 strong. And the one thing I did add onto my calendar for all my Be Happy Stampers is we have a brainstorming with the bees session once a month now for my team. They were asking for help, and they were asking for how to strategize, how to market, how to do this, how to do that, how do you do this? And so once a month now, I've put a monthly Zoom on between the monthly class in the afternoon and the evening at 4:30 Central. We're gonna have a Zoom for an hour, and it's going to be my team that they can ask me whatever and ask each other whatever. And it'll be recorded and available on the Be Happy Stampers Facebook page. I'll also email the unlisted link out. And so that's something I added onto my calendar once a month, so that I could be there and more present for my team. So take away from a little area, but then put back into a different section. So yeah, that's how that works. So thank you for the reminder on that, Jean Shoot, about the memories and more. Oh, that was a really hard one. My mind went from one thing completely blanked out, and then I don't do that very often, but I am extremely tired. I will say that. I can't deny that my eyes are heavy right now. So I'm looking forward to getting into the house, and I have 5 people that I get to reply back for their class registrations, and then I think I get to call it a night. So, woo. So Diane said she struggled over these crazy flower dies too. No, Diane, it wasn't you. They made it really hard for people that like things lined up. Like I'm one of those up, down, straight, left, right. I am not a this or angly stuff. I'm more up, down, left, right for how I see things. Centered, I like it like that. So for people like that, it was really hard to line the flowers up because I wanted them to match up perfectly. But for people who like the abstract, they probably would love it. They're like, oh, it's perfect, right? So it just shows you how everybody's a little bit different. So, all right. So, I just remembered, you guys, we have lots of drawings to do tonight. So it's the first live of the month for me. And Kelly, on her to-do list, she helped me pull all the names, you guys. So if you appease me for a moment in time longer, I have a file that I'm going to print really quick because it'll be a lot easier to work off of this printed. I have all the drawings, you guys. So in these drawings, we have the catalog, no, not the catalog launch party. We have the mystery card, the share, create, inspire, the creative challenges. I have all of that stuff. And I even have all the people who place $75 or more in orders. I'm going to do a drawing from that. Lots of stuff. So I have 2 pages. Let me print these really quick. It'll be easier if I print this because then I can write on here and then I can remember who wins prizes. Let's see here, 48, my printer is 4850, so that's why I'm saying that. It's looking for a connection. All right, so we'll do this. It takes about 10 minutes. We're going to do the drawings. So we're not going to print on both sides. We're going to print on one side, and we're going to print there, 1 page. Okay, so let's pull these cards in really quick so you guys can tell me which ones you like, which one you like the best. All right, so we've got our 2 holiday-ish cards, and we have our 2 flower-rific cards. That's what we've got tonight. And there's page 1. All right, good deal. And let's do page 2. Scoops. Choose go away, you guys. So I was trying to talk to Kelly about the sun for the, I gotta show this to you again. All right, so the sun, right? If you guys joined late, you didn't see this, but for the Palooza, there's a sun, okay? This sun right here. I was envisioning this sun like that with like the little pointies, right? She had the sun from her logo, which is a little bit different. I don't know if it is. Hers is a little bit different. And I said to her, I want a sun. I want a sun with pointy, pokey things, right? And she didn't know what I was talking about. So this is what I did. It popped in my head. And I said, I want a sun like the Raisin Bran sun. And she's like, Raisin Bran? What's Raisin Bran? I'm like, the cereal. So I pulled up the Raisin Bran, and I'm like, that sun, right there, that sun. I want the pokey things like that. And you guys, I showed her that sun, and then that's what we got. And I was like, perfect. It was so awesome. so excited. You guys, I get excited over the little things like this. Okay, we got our lists. We got our list. Okay. Mossy is my favorite. Perfect. I like the brown yellow. I knew you would like that one, Barbara. Sue likes both the flower cards. Good. And Connie likes the coffin card. Okay. Debbie likes the bunny. And Mimi has to go to bed. No worries. Catch the replay. That works. All right. And Linda Hunt likes them all. Perfect. Okay. I will have to say, Linda Hunt and Laura Sullivan and Barbara Godby. I know that Laura is maybe not watching, but I know Barbara and Linda, you're still watching. I have gotten some mail from you. I have the boxes here. They sat by my door with some swap cards because I thought they were swap cards. Like, boxes came in. And so I wanted you to know your packages did arrive. I have not opened them yet. Okay. It's been a little bit hectic this week. So I want to sit down and open them when I am not rushed. And so I plan to do that soon. And so just wanted you both to know I did get boxes from you. And so thank you for sending them and thinking of me. I really appreciate it. I didn't want you to think that I didn't get them. So thank you so much. You guys are amazing to send me happy mail like that. I love boxes. So I do like boxes. I really do. You never know when you need a good box, right? Okay. So we have a pen right here and a frog. The December monthly creative challenge. I have 18 names on the list. So people who submitted their cards into the Facebook. So this is a lot of Facebook stuff. Okay. So let's grab up the Facebook page here. I'll show you where I'm going. Cards by Christine. And under the pinned stuff here, there's the bingo board, which that was a challenge I did in December. There's the class card challenges here and the December monthly. Now, as soon as I do these drawings, I'm going to get rid of November's and I'll put January's and I'll pin them to the top here. But this is where you could submit your entries, right? So we pulled all the names for the December ones, okay? So we have here 18 people. So we're going to put in the random number generator. We're going to do 18, and I like it. 18. Number 8 goes to Tracy Sorge. For every time you submit a different card, you'll get your name in for the drawing. So the Creative Challenge, Tracy Sorge. Congratulations. December Class Card Challenge is people submitting pictures of their completed cards, classes. And so we had 20, and we're going to hit the word generate. 2 scoops of Raisin Bran. Mary Lemke wins on the 2 scoops. Yay. All right. Top fans. Kelly did a random number generator. Already picked those. Chris Robinson, Judy Sharp, Ileana Viquez. You are the top fan drawing winners for the month of December. So congratulations on that. So top fan is in Facebook. And how that works is if you comment a lot, like a lot, share a lot, you get a little diamond next to your name. So people who, let's see how I even can, as in the comments, when you, not me making a comment, but when people post comments, that's when you can see it. So let's see here, if I have, here, 36 comments. And there used to be a way that showed, here, right here. It says top fan. It has a little diamond, like Sue Wagner here has a little diamond. And there are, whenever you see that little diamond, Kay Warren has a little diamond, right? That means they're top fans. So we get a list of the top fans and we do a random number generator. And we pick the winner chicken dinners. So this one, mystery card. So you guys, we had 22 for the mystery card submissions. Wow, Sandy Quay Emery put in a bunch of cards. So if you want to see what the mystery cards look like, what you would do is go to my events in Facebook. And you would go to the mystery card, which is in past. So you go to the past here, underneath here. And then I'm going to show you this first. This is share a recipe. Oh, man. Did she not pull this one? So share a recipe, create a card, inspire others. I'll have to talk to her about that. I wonder what happened. But if we go to discussion, there is a spot here. There's 8 people, so we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. All right, so we've got here Jenny Knutson will be number 1. Look at that pretty card. Awesome. All right, Anna Rabadou. And then, she put a heart in the middle. Very nice. Mary Lemke can be number 3. And then Debbie. Oh, man, Debbie, look at the pretty purple-liciousness you got going on. Mary did the Hobby Haven Pretty, pretty. And then Debbie did a second one. So 2 different cards. Oh, I hear a squeaker beaker. Very cool. Awesome. So that's what mystery card is about too. I hear a squeaker. It's a honey. Hi, honey. All right. So that's that one. And then under the mystery card. Wow, you're so vocal, baby girl. You want to come up and say hi? Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, babykins. We have mystery card was, oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, there it is. Okay. So under the discussion here, you can see the card I made. And then under this discussion, if you go to all comments like this, you can see all the cards that people made. And so Kelly pulled all the names of the people who shared cards with this layout. It was really cool because it was a gift card holder. It was awesome. So these are the different cards. I hear you, baby girl. You can come. Come here. Come here. You want to come? Yeah, you can come up here. We're about done, girlfriend. All right. There you go. So you can see all the different cards and you could do a vertical or horizontal. Okay, so that's how you can submit a card. So we've got 22, so we're going to put 22 in here. Hi! Number 6 goes to Tony Shaw. Hi, baby. Hello, honeysuckle. All right, so Tony Shaw, congratulations. All right, so let's do the share, create, inspire. We had 5 here, and we're going to hit generate. You want to help, honey? Yeah, I bet you do. All right, we're going to hit generate. And number 1, very good. Jenny Knutson. Good job, Jenny Knutson. All right, the VIP is for when I do my showcase. And those people who share it and comment that they share it on my VIP page, they get their name in for a drawing. So it's for a half-off bundle. And we're going to do 10 scoops here. And we're going to hit generate. 3, Linda Hunt. All right, Linda, we need to talk because I have a vault that has a bunch of bundles in it. And we're going to see what works for you for some bundles. Now, I want to say, Linda, we need to talk about, I might end up sending you a list or a picture so that you can pick one if you want, okay? And if you don't want one of those, then we could always have somebody else drawn. No worries. All right, the bingo board that we did. 16, and then there's 20 for the bingo board. So I'm going to put 20 in here. We'll pick 2 winners for the bingo board. Wow, put your tail in my face, girlfriend. So we're going to put 7 is Mary Lemke. Now, if it picks Mary Lemke again, we're going to tell her to buy a lottery ticket. So we're going to find another winner here. We're going to hit generate. 9, Susan Wormley. Honey, you stick your tail in my face again. Let's put number 9 here. So congratulations to Susan Wormley and to Mary Lemke. And the last one, I've got a list of people. Come on, girlfriend. I've got a list of people who placed orders with me that were $75 or more. We had 37. Oh my gosh. Double trouble whammy here. You guys, what is happening? This is a whole camera full of cat butt. All right. You guys are happy to see me right here. Is this what's happening? And Rachel's calling me. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, you guys, this is a lot of like stuff going on. All right. I'll call you back. And we have one more drawing to do. So we had 37 names. So what we're going to do is put 30, oh, not 93. So we're going to put 37 in here. And we're going to hit generate. Generate. I got to hit generate. 16 on my list is Elaine Rebeck. You guys, what is happening to me? You're taking over my area. 16. So I got to find something for Elaine. And then we're going to hit generate again. Guys. 36. Okay. 36 is Debbie Stone. Yay. Okay. Holy Moses. You guys, we have 2 beautiful kittens that are here with us. Yay. So let's go back to this and regroup. So congratulations to the following winners. We went through all of it. December monthly challenge is won by the drawing by Tracy Sorge. The class card challenge was Mary Lemke. Top fans are, Tigger's like, you're not petting me, Mom. The top fans are Chris Robinson, Judy Sharp, and Ileana Viquez. Mystery card goes to Tony Shaw. December VIP drawing goes to Linda Hunt. The Share, Create, Inspire goes to Jenny Knutson. Bingo board drawing was won by Mary Lemke and Susan Wormley. And the people who won the drawing for placing orders with me $75 or more in December are Debbie Stone and Elaine Rebeck. Whoop, whoop. Oh my gosh, I am not going to lose these pieces of paper. That's why I printed them off. We did it. Congratulations, everybody. Okay, there goes Bigger Tigger. Got a little tail. There he goes. He left us. He came and made his presence known. So you got all the kittens tonight. You got Hunky Noodle earlier. You got Money Bunches of Oats here. And then Bigger Tigger. Okay, girlfriend, time to go. Oh, all right. Now I've got cat fur all over the face. Gotta do that. Okay. So Rachel was calling. She's the one that helps me print all my golden tickets. So I need to give her a call back. She should be just getting home from Boston, which is pretty amazing that hopefully she made it back safe and sound. And then we can get our golden tickets printed and we'll be on track for shipping what we can on Tuesday. Yay. Okay. Take a deep breath. Susan is a teammate of mine. Yay, Kimberly. Awesome. That's cool beans and bagels. And Susan will be here actually. Ooh. Susan's going to be here on Saturday for the creative. Oh, maybe not. Okay, things were up in the air. Susan was good. She's planning to come in person, but it all is contingent about her son. So she may or may not make it to the escape next week, Saturday. So hopefully she can make it. I'm hoping she can make it, so hopefully she can. All right, we did it. Yes, congratulations, everybody. That was a lot of winners. All right, so we need to do a drawing for oh man, who placed orders to get the class for free? All right, you guys, my spreadsheet that I read off of to have everybody's names did not include if people place orders or not. I don't have that part of it updated. I will have to wait and do a drawing for the winner, for somebody who placed an order to get the class for free. I'll do that drawing after I get the sheet done. I don't have that done, so I can't do that one. I'll have to make a note on that. Do drawing for catalog launch party. All right. If I can have that done by tomorrow, I'll do it at tomorrow's class. And otherwise, if I don't have it done by tomorrow, I'll have to do it another time. So no worries. Oh, I love Susan too. She's a doll. She's so sweet. Oh man. All right. Good deal. You guys, 9 o'clock. We did it in like 3 hours. And I was only like 2 minutes late for class tonight, but we did it. It has been the first class back since before Christmas. So there was lots of things to catch up on. And anybody who joined in late, you can catch it from the beginning. There are card kits left from class. So if you liked the card kits and you wanted to get them, the class is $22 plus shipping, or it's free with a $60 order. So if you place a $60 order with me as your demonstrator, you can get this class and I'll mail it out to you. So yay. Okay. Yes, you'll make the trip with Jen and Nancy sometime. Perfect, Kimberly. I hope that you do. I would love to have you here with them. All right, you guys, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's only a day away. I'll be live at 12:45, 15 minutes earlier than what I planned, because I have a foot appointment at 3 p.m. So my goal is to be done. If I start at 12:45, my plan is to be done at 2:45 so I can leave and be at my appointment at 3 o'clock. So that's why I'm starting 15 minutes early. So just so you know, 12:45 tomorrow, but I scheduled a post for tomorrow morning to remind everybody that it's at 12:45. PDF tutorial's done. I'm going to be sending it out to people tonight or first thing in the morning. All right. I think I said lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you guys. Well, maybe if I didn't, I say it again. All right. We'll love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.